But if it happens, don't be surprised.
Also, a little bit of breaking news here that I thought might be interested for Louisville fans to hear about. Adam Schefter reporting Teddy Bridgewater will sign a one-year, $7.25 million fully guaranteed contract with the Saints. He did visit with the Dolphins earlier today.
That was disappointing. Come on. Listen, Teddy. I don't want you to, you know what? Shut your mouth.
By the way, it's 6:33. That's when I came on yesterday, so I was waiting. But here I am. Yeah.
Love the world.
You just on everything. Someone was out talking about Teddy was he didn't need to go to Miami and to justify that. I'm not saying with the same. Now, on this basketball team, I hope the Rollins fans do these culture. They need to be put away. And let's get them out of the seat. But that's on the midday run. Take my money and bet on Florence A&M winning the spot in 2012 right now. So, I hope we win tonight, and I hope your conspiracy theories wrong. But I just don't see us winning. That's why I put my money on Florence A&M. But Marcus, keep up the good work, baby. We'll talk to you later.
And I don't want to go into Mr. Conspiracy Theory mode. I promise I don't.
We're a little late for that.
No. And
I've been listening. Sounds about right. Well, the three teams you would need to beat to win the ACC championship. I mean, just to be honest, with the path they're leading now. Listen, should you be thrilled? I mean, Jason Anderson called me. I'm on the post game today. And you know what? Gosh dang it, you're not leaving. I will go out there and I will cut your tires to keep you here because I'm sick of getting stuck doing those things by myself. But I will say this. On that post-game show, I don't have to have a win to look at this team and feel like they can make a run next week. Well, now, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say if they go out there tonight, they get their butts kicked and look like they don't belong on the floor, then, yeah, I'll say, look, mentally, everything, it's just not a good look right before the tournament. But if this team goes out tonight and they play a tight game with the North Carolina team that they split with in the regular season, and I think they will, I think they'll cover. I mean, Louisville can win tonight. Well, no, but I mean, I think that's at least they talk about it on ESPN now. I mean, that's kind of Jay Williams the other day said, well, they covered, but they didn't win, and it was like in 3 years.
Covering being the conversation.
In 3 years, mark this down. I guarantee you, in 3 years, that will be a tournament resume check mark. How many spreads did you cover? That's where we're headed.
You mean because of the gambling bill that didn't pass in Kentucky?
No, it's never going to pass in Kentucky because it's the most conservative state on the planet.
Right.
But the point is,
you broke a lot of hearts just now.
I know. I've been telling people.
Facebook Live, people, we are on live. I got my sound going good. I got my YouTube Live. We are made for the Ville sound going. So sorry.
But tonight, when that horn hits 0, and if Louisville's behind by 3 or 4, I'll be pissed off as much as anybody else watching the game. But I think I'll be able to step back from it and say, you know what? Anybody this team plays next week. Now, hear me out, Marcus. Anybody this team plays next week, if they're in a 7-seed pod and they're going to have a 10 seed, a 15 seed, and a 2 seed, anybody they play next week out of any of those 3 teams will be a step down from a team they're going to play tonight.
Listen, I don't think that's a stretch.
I don't either.
I think that's a comfortable fact.
Absolutely.
I think that's something you live with going into the
game. So get better.
I think that's a result.
Yeah.
You can be prepared for it.
Absolutely.
I think that, listen, and here's the thing. This is what I did today. Early today, I did this. And much to people's chagrin, dismay, whatever you want to call it, I refused to jump straight from Notre Dame into the North Carolina game. Listen, I wanted to talk North Carolina just as much as you did. When I got up at 5:42 in the morning, my first message to Steve was about North Carolina.
Yep.
But what I wasn't going to do, what I will not do, is allow the University of Louisville listeners, the concerned people. Listen, even if you hate Louisville, if you love Louisville, they listen all together. I was not going to let you overlook the Notre Dame game and say, because here's what happens. People write off a bunch of should-win games, supposed-to-win games, favored games, and you don't give them credit for it. And what happens when you lose to a Boston College, when you don't show up for a inferior, quote-unquote, inferior team, all you do is lower the bar, drop the ceiling, say this team is trash, this team can't get it done. So when you go out there and handle your business by 22 points, I want acknowledgement. Just like going into the North Carolina game, when you say, I think I saw a little bit of daylight from a Stephen Enoch. I saw something go from the coaches to the player's brain. And you know me, Steve, like listeners of the official ESPN Louisville pregame show, listeners of Midday with Marcus Maben, you know I love growth. I love the teaching process. I love watching a guy go from he doesn't do this to he does do this.
Actually, you love it to the point that it's maddening to me.
I love it because a guy who goes from can't do this, won't do this, does do this, likes to do this. When that to me, that's the beauty of sport, the teaching. It's not the competition, it's the teaching. And there's been teaching going on. That listen, you can't tell me that there's not a Kentucky fan right now that has cheered against Louisville and you guys are crap, you guys are this. And when they see VJ King kind of breaking out, there's a Kentucky fan that says, you know what, I am kind of happy for that kid, right? There's a Kentucky fan that says, oh, well, he's not doing this, he's a McDonald's All-American. But you know what? On the inside, he cares.
Yeah, but you know who VJ King is? To us, Alex Poythress.
100%.
I think we watched Alex Poythress as Louisville fans and said, good for that kid, man.
Yep.
I rooted for that kid
Yep.
after the injuries because he come in as like the number 3 player in the country. And by the time it was over, it's like, man, he's injury-ridden. Is he even going to play in the league?
We were ready to revolt, to send messages. We were ready to crash BBN based on the way Alex Poythress we felt were treated from the outside. We wanted him to put in for a grad transfer and move to Kentucky.
Absolutely.
The way you guys are treating that kid who believed in you out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Shout out Clarksville, Tennessee. We didn't like it. That's what VJ King is. The wonderful thought of development of cycle. Because here's the thing, we can all relate. I don't care what you are willing or not willing to acknowledge. We can listen. Anybody who's putted a golf ball in your life can relate to the yips. Something that you normally, if you've played Operation on a board game and you wondered, why can I not remove this funny bone without hitting the buzzer? Because it's pressure. Because you get the shakes, you get the quirks. You watched guys who shoot free throws, who are good at shooting free throws, miss the free throws. You watch people literally go through an operation game in front of your eyes, and it's compelling. That's why we spent our day saying Dwayne Sutton, the big game against North Carolina, probably the biggest game of his career against North Carolina. Dwayne Sutton against North Carolina had us conversating about where does he belong in the all-conference conversation. Now, unfortunately, Dwayne Sutton's stats dropped off soon after, but it was a conversation. It was a conversation, and it was an uncomfortable conversation because we knew Dwayne Sutton came to the team as a guy willing to give it up, and guys willing to give it up do not get rewarded the same way. Guys who are willing to just give it up for the team end up playing 17 years overseas. Some guy goes pro, and then, some uber talented guy goes pro, and then he goes to the G League, and then he fights the
Dwayne's an O-lineman, man.
Yeah, yes, the most underappreciated part of the team. Dwayne Sutton goes Larry O'Bannon, who still looks like a monster, who still is cashing checks. That kind of guy is not the glory guy.
By the way, Teddy Valentine is refereeing the game.
You bullshit. You're joking, right?
Swear. Teddy Valentine, listen, this is Tim Sullivan. Teddy Valentine warming up to officiate Louisville UNC in a pair of Nikes. His fellow referees appear to have covered up their shoe logos.
Shut your mouth, Steve. Shut your mouth.
I wish I could.
See, listen, you know what I'm going to do, people? Listeners of ESPN Louisville, what I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to go and I'm going to go knock on ESPN Louisville's boss's door, and I'm going to demand a raise. Listen, I'm not going to just demand a raise because of what I bring to the table on air. I'm going to demand a raise because of my brain. My brain is Miss Cleo territory on. You think that I didn't know? Listen, it just came out who's refereeing the game. I told Steve Rummage earlier in the day that the most important factor when deciding how to pick left or right in a game, I said, you can't give away who's reffing the game till the last minute. Because anybody knows who's reffing the game. If anybody's watched a TV Teddy Valentine game, they know that if there's a 17-point lead, that 17-point lead is going to go to a 14-point lead. It's going to go to an 8-point lead. It's going to go to a 5-point lead. TV Teddy can guarantee that it's going to be an exciting game every single time. People, I had no previous knowledge. The reason Tim Sullivan tweeted that out is because it was good information. I spent from 10 to 12 telling you, you know what, this game feels like prime pickings to put TV Teddy in it. I spent the first 20 minutes of the ESPN Louisville pregame show telling you that, you know what, this smells like a game that TV Teddy would be doing. And here's the thing. Here's what's ironic. There's a game after Louisville. There's a game after, hey, Marcus, TV Teddy always does the prime time. No, prime time would be the next game. Prime time would be Duke Syracuse. Let me tell you this, Steve. If I were going to pick a game, would I pick a North Carolina who just blew out Louisville on Louisville's home court? Or if I needed my premier referee group, would I have them ready for the return of Zion Williamson?
Yeah.
Steve, I told you earlier today, the last time I seen a bar and a news alert bar that big on TV was Operation Desert Storm. Now, I know some of you young punks don't know what I'm talking about. Operation Desert Storm came across the bottom of the TV because we were at war. The United States of America had officially brought themselves into war. And you know what I saw? A big old red line across the screen that said, Operation Desert Storm is underway. The U.S. officially declares war in the Middle East, right? And instead, fast forward, Zion Williamson makes his return against Syracuse. And TV Teddy, no. We're not going to put TV Teddy on the game that important. We're just going to put him right in the Louisville, North Carolina game to make sure the game goes as consistent as TV Teddy is known for.
Well, because Syracuse isn't beating Duke.
Oh, exactly.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. There's absolutely no threat of Syracuse beating Duke. And listen, which means there's absolutely no threat. And I'm looking up at the TV and I see Mateen Cleaves and Maryland. My God, my life sucks. Let me get to the phone lines one more time. 267-9680. Sorry about that. Fire away. Ryan, thanks for joining us on the official pregame show, my man. What's on your mind?
Marcus, I've talked to you before. I am a Kentucky fan, but I'm going to say some nice things about Louisville. First of all, I think Coach Mack's done an excellent job with the team. You know, they've had some up and downs, but what team hasn't had up and downs this year?
Indeed.
And I don't like North Carolina, don't like Duke, and I root for anybody, but I don't hate on Louisville. I don't hate on anybody. And I've been listening to Kentucky and Louisville ever since I was a little kid on the radio. My folks moved to Louisville when I was a kid from Nelson County. But the reason I came a Kentucky fan is because my brothers went downstairs listening on the radio, and they got me listening to Kaywood Leopard. And I know maybe not as much as you all, but I know probably more about Louisville and the Louisville fan. Louisville, Kentucky's been good since the 40s. And I'm for Louisville and Kentucky. There's a lot of these teams that they're good teams. Now, I do like Luke May because I'll root for walk-on. I don't care who he plays for. Louisville's had a lot of good walk-ons in the last 5 or 6 years. A lot of people say they can't play. I love Coach Pitino because he would play walk-ons. But I hope Louisville does win tonight, and I hope Duke loses too. And just remember this, Marcus, in a tournament, anything can happen, brother. But thanks for taking my call, and I don't care what y'all call me, as long as you call me for supper. Thanks for taking my call.
Listen, Ryan, I really do appreciate that call. And in the ways of olive branches, Ryan, y'all better keep Travis Reed on the bench.
Well, Louisville can do Kentucky some favors tonight.
He's going to mess up y'all team if y'all bring him back. Reed Travis, sorry.
Yeah, but no, in all seriousness, I had that conversation. Louisville can do Kentucky some favors, and I know we're on ESPN 680, so I understand that we do have a little more Kentucky listenership right now, so I will not
go crazy. Yeah, right.
But they can
because we get moody at game time. Like
I do.
Like Ryan, I totally appreciate that call.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I mean, because if UNC wins tonight, I mean UNC could be on their way to a 1 seed. They lose tonight, you're not getting a 1 seed. You know, you're firmly a 2, I think, at that point. And Louisville right now, I think, is firmly a 7. Now, let me say this. Can Louisville lose anything tonight? No. They're a 7 right now.
Agreed.
And if they lose tonight, they're a 7.
Listen,
now yesterday,
they're playing Minnesota.
Yesterday, I said, 100%. Yeah, Louisville, Minnesota, first-round match.
Get ready, people. They're playing Minnesota.
But yesterday, I said, can they gain anything? I said, absolutely not. You can only lose something. What's it?
Music in 1.
You can't lose anything.
58.
I mean, you
right,
can't.
Right.
You're a 7 now. You're a 7 if you lose. Period.
No, listen.
But if you win, you put yourself firmly on the 6 line, I think. Maybe even a 5.
The only people that can lose with today's game are the ACC network and their negotiations and ESPN. Thus, calling the dogs. Woo, woo, woo. TV Teddy is on his way. And again, people, don't let me turn you into Mr. Conspiracy Theory, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this for you. This is my gift to you. Right now, we are on the YouTube channel. We Are Made for the Ville is the YouTube channel. What I am going to do for you is you are going to be able to view myself and Steve Rummage watch a live game. You know what I even might do? I might get Steve to sign a disclosure agreement and say, if y'all promise not to record our YouTube channel, if you promise not to edit, cut, paste, clip the things you hear us say, the unholy things that we're going to say during a basketball game, we'll do it. We will put this game live on television. Again, don't turn me into Mr. Sandbag. Don't turn me into Mr. Oh, poor us. We don't have a chance. TV Teddy and those meanies are going to cheat us. Just do the math. Just do the math. This is not the game, the premier game for TV Teddy to be officiating, but he will. This is the game that I knew from the moment I woke up this morning, because I didn't jump to the North Carolina game. I woke up this morning and I said, do you know how happy the ACC is going to be if they get a Zion? This is before Zion Williamson even announced that he was coming back. I said to myself, if Zion Williamson announces that he's going to come back in this tournament, the ACC is going to jump for joy. ESPN is going to jump for joy. And I'm telling you, if I'm in that locker room right now, if I'm coaching this team, if I'm giving pre-game speeches, I'm telling them right now, I'm telling y'all, shut the bleep up. Don't say anything to the referees the entire game. Listen, if you have to actually physically beat up your opponent to get a rebound, beat up your opponent to get anything on this court, this is the game to do it. And I promise, anything violent you do to an opponent, I'll know it was out of love for this team. Because I'm telling you, you're not getting the call. You're not getting the charge benefit of the doubt. You're not getting the rebound put back where they tap your arm. You're not getting any of that. So if you see a frustrated Chris Mack yelling at Stephen Enoch because Stephen Enoch didn't gather himself and explode all the way, if you see any of that, you know what's going on. I told you ahead of time, this is what's going on. You are going to see a physical game, and it's going to be one-sided physical. North Carolina, think about this, people. Luke May saved your arse if you're a Louisville fan, right? He stopped Kentucky from winning the championship. He's been there before. He knows how to adjust. Kobe White is a 5-star superstar point guard, head in the clouds type of guy. he talks to Michael Jordan. He talks to the best of the best of the best on a consistent basis. He's played on those teams. He has an attitude that it's an hourglass before he's in the NBA. When he goes home, a lot of people watch the opponent. He goes home and he watches John Wall and Rondo and Alonzo, and he watches professional basketball players to scout them out. And he takes that stuff. Listen, it's no shade, but I'm telling you, some of these guys play on a different plane. I mean, they think on a different plane. There's some guys who think a different way, and they're coming out here. All we can rely on, if you're a Louisville fan, is the hunter mentality. All you can rely on is their underdog mentality to say they're going to go in an arena in Charlotte that's going to be 97.6% against them. But I'm telling you, people, keep your eye on that little section behind the Louisville bench. If you've never seen anything more beautiful, it's a Louisville black and red section on the road. I'm telling you, it's a absolute thing of beauty. I watched it last night, and I kept my eye on it, and I saw Neely Bendaputi, and I saw Vince Tyree up in there, and I saw Kenny Klein's wife, and I saw that group, and I saw the academic advisors, that little group of people. I even saw David Etzkorn of Etzkorn's and Sons Collision Center sitting in that little group right behind the bench. It's a thing of beauty because you are truly road warriors. That's going to do it. Again, we are made for the Ville. Subscribe, log in. Let's get ready to watch some basketball from the official ESPN Louisville pregame show on ESPN 680, 105.7, and 93.9 The Ville.
You're listening to ESPN Louisville, 680 WHBE Newburgh, 105.7 WHBE FM Eminence, and 93.9 The Ville, WLCL Sellersburg, Louisville.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown, the ACC player.
My bad. I had it muted. I messed that up.
Switch into a new Chevy today. Current competitive owners get 14% below MSRP on most Colorado pickups. That's over $5,400 on this Colorado. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Chili's 3 for $10 presents our signature sirloin steak. Aged to
8-point game. You got to come up with that rebound, VJ. And he didn't have to do something crazy to get it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to make them work to get the possession. Do you know how easy that was for them to go shoot those layups?
Oh, yeah. They didn't even...
And that's why they're going to hit the three-pointer.
Yeah.
Because it's like if they score that easy. Look at Lenardi. Look at the 2 seeds. Of course those are the 2 seeds.
Gary. I am proud
Last
of you,
4
man.
in.
Making simple, smart
North
cash
Carolina
back choices. With Quicksilver from Capital One, you're earning unlimited 1.5%
First
cash
4
back
out.
on every purchase.
Belmont,
every
Clemson,
like
Indiana.
a new laptop. Quicksilver keeps things simple, Gary. And smart, like you. I like that. Because I'm pretty smart. Don't let that go to your head, Gary. What's in your wallet?
What are you gonna do in the Marvel thing? I hope he reached out to somebody important. You hear me, Steve?
Yeah. Oh, Samuel.
Yeah. When he was dying, he sent a text out to somebody.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I don't know who, so don't tell me who.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I know that it was Captain Marvel, but I haven't seen Captain Marvel. It's coming out.
It's out.
It just came out?
Yeah. I still haven't saw it.
It better be.
Then my cousin texted me, we're playing so bad. Thank you. God, I'm not watching the game. I didn't know.
Don't send me your negative messages. Dwayne, I don't want to hear it. McMahon was shooting at butt off last night. Yeah, he looked scared to shoot. Come on, Drew. You know how bad this is. Don't look at my misery, Drew. I mean, look how
Jesus Christ.
Look at that. Look at that.
Thank you. Put Malik back in.
You're just letting them do everything they want to do.
But at least Malik grabbed a rebound. Like, he's got to set him.
Look at this.
Hands.
Look at that.
Come on, VJ.
I swear, man, our hand control, man. Why can't he go in there and just put it off the glass?
I think Clemson's going to be on the outside looking in at the end of this, just because they played so many quality games.
Yeah, to remind yourself.
And I think it's going to be awfully hard for the committee to take so many, and look, this isn't Clemson's fault, but to take so many teams that had middling records in bigger conferences.
Now, Christian Cunningham's coming out the game.
Out for a team like Clemson.
Ryan, if you don't shoot it, you can't be in the game.
It's down to the last at large. You've got Clemson and you've got Belmont. Well, it wouldn't be down to it now. Belmont would already be in for me. But
keep on telling me. Look at him.
These updates from Frank Shaheen, who does an amazing job.
Just let him get it right on the block. Make sure you let him get it right on the block.
And it's amazing.
Look at this. Look at that. Just let him sit right on the three-point
We're teetering with getting run out of the gym right now. Dude.
Already.
They need to.
Already. I've never seen you just let somebody get the ball right where they want it every time. Welcome back, VJ.
Yep.
This will be a great game for VJ to go for 28.
Well as North Carolina scored the ball on the offensive end, they've given up a lot of easy baskets. They've turned over Louisville, but when they have turned them over, it is
this is impossible. This is impossible. To be that friendly.
I hate basketball.
Everybody stood around and watched Malik Williams go to work, and he walked
Look
out
at that.
taking a fadeaway jumper where he's unlikely to get fouled.
Where he's unlikely to get fouled.
You're not getting, it's not unlikely, you're not getting a foul call on a fadeaway jumper as a big man.
Good pass, good shot, Dwayne.
That's VJ. Good play, VJ. Thank you.
I said good pass, good shot, Dwayne.
I know.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, Dwayne's good shot.
Are you gonna let him
what are you
out of
doing?
there? And you're not getting the rebound.
Oh my
what?
God. I'm gonna have
You have got to be kidding me, Darius. Look how comfortable. Look how comfortable they are. That's a good pass. That's a good pass. We should have had Dwayne Sutton and VJ King playing the entire year.
No, VJ should be starting.
Can't believe this is the first time we've seen them two pass each other. Look at this. Look at that. He didn't even shoot it like he thought it was going in. Look at that.
Stay down, stay down.
I cannot believe. I cannot believe the personal. Just shoot it.
We're gonna get killed. So on to other things. CBS is saying Kansas football and basketball are being investigated by the NCAA.
I cannot believe.
That's terrible.
I cannot believe.
This is exactly what you couldn't do. I mean, like you look incompetent right now. Like you look like you don't even belong in the gym with this thing. This is pathetic.
Ryan's shooting like he doesn't even care if the shot's going in or not.
We look. I mean, we look like we don't even belong.
Look at this.
Yeah, and go to the league. We'll talk about that again.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. That's piss poor.
Well, tonight, after our two quarterfinals here, it's the quarterfinal round of the Pac-12 tournament presented by New York Life, continuing out in Las Vegas. The game that we'll have for you, 11:30 Eastern Time, Utah and Oregon, as each of them tries to advance to the semifinals.
I don't know how long this is gonna last. I don't want to lose my job. Hi, Melissa. I don't want to lose my job.
They need to at least get to the final to feel comfortable. They're already in the NCAA tournament field. I think they are. I think Washington's going to make it, but their resume is wanting simply because the Pac-12 has been so.
I mean, how easy was that? How easy is
in this tournament, in the Pac-12 tournament? That's Colorado.
This is the game at Louisville. I mean, this is
yeah.
What this is. They're just better. They're playing harder. Like you just
look at that.
That's pathetic.
You know what? That you know what? That's our fault. If you don't tell him to use the glass at that angle, that's our fault. That means we're doing a bad job coaching. Look at that. Look at that. I'm disgusted.
I know. I really didn't think they'd come out doing this. I mean, they look pathetic.
You didn't even act like you wanted. Look at Jordan. How can you be that far behind the play?
Watch. No.
Ryan.
No. That's a terrible call. That's a terrible call. The only reason you got that call is because Teddy's trying to keep it close.
But the problem is, that's a 3-on-1. You mean to tell me nobody's going middle and filling in the lanes?
No shot.
Did he go Euro step on a 3-on-1?
Because we don't know what to do.
He went Euro step on a 3-on-1.
I've already kicked it in to just like keep it somewhat respectable. Like I'm past like you've lost. You're losing the game.
Florida State beat Virginia Tech in overtime.
This is the invitation to Lexus sales event.
With 1.8 in overtime.
36 months. Now through March 31st.
Experience amazing.
And this got nothing to do with TV Teddy.
No. You're just getting your butts kicked.
Pizza at the office means heartburn.
It's got nothing to do with TV Teddy.
Works when you need it. It relieves or prevents
No,
heartburn.
you're just getting your butts kicked.
If anything, it's a benefit we got in this game.
Eat your way, treat your way.
A hand-breaded filet with
He'll cheat Carolina.
Introducing the new Zaxby's Hot Filet Sandwich.
Does look good.
For a limited time, only at Zaxby's. And don't miss Shazam! Experience it at IMAX.
I drove over here so fast. Barstown was screwed up.
Yeah.
With the lights and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My power went out. Came back on and went
Yeah, ours did.
I cannot believe this is the team that showed up for Carolina. I can't believe that. I mean, Ryan and them, they're shooting the ball like they're putting. You know what they look like they're doing? They look like they're putting it up in the air and just prayer. Does this thing fix now? Yes. Yes.
Want to save money on pet food?
I didn't know this thing got fixed.
When I shop at Chewy.com, I know I'm getting an amazing deal on my pet food.
Awesome.
I save on my dog's food, their treats, their toys. At Chewy.com, you'll always find low prices on your favorite brands. Plus, you get fast, free 1 to 2 day shipping.
Prices are important to me because I have 4 dogs, and Chewy saves me money.
I just found my dog's food for less than what I buy it in the store. I love Chewy.com. Save 30% on your first order and get fast, free 1 to 2 day shipping. Start saving today at Chewy.com.
Not sure you have the right credit card? Know which one to get? Turn to the nerds. Dinner's on me, get it? Oh, the experts at NerdWallet make it easy to make smart money moves. Compare and find the best credit cards for you at nerdwallet.com.
So many great programs in the ACC, and we'll see 2 more of them in the last quarterfinal game of the night session. Syracuse and Duke.
I swear to God, they had to set everybody to stay healthy.
Duke and Carolina both have exactly 100 wins in ACC tournament.
Look at this. They just showed a promo for UNC Duke.
They got no shame though, do they?
Gary Smith's free throw, Harvard.
Duke this morning that Zion Williamson is indeed back and will play. Sean McDonough reporting earlier today during the day session that Jim on tour in the ties
afraid to defend and shoot.
Tailbone gives Syracuse's lead score
12-point game. Anything under 15, I'll take. Yeah, I know.
That's where we're at right now. I'll take anything under 15.
Look at this. You shoot the ball. That's a foul.
Whoa.
Oh, that's on the ground. That's not a shooting foul, Teddy.
There's Leaky Black. Long arm, good defender.
Is he hurt? That's not guy went down on the wrist, is it?
No, they're probably just setting everybody. Carolina's like, we ain't getting people hurt against these jackasses.
Look at him. Look at him. He is in no way invested in this game.
No, they don't care. They knew they were going to come in here and we were going to follow them. They watched us do it once.
Mostly come in transition. The ball down court quickly,
this is incredible. This is incredible.
Has been difficult to stop in the open floor.
This is not. I don't even know this team.
Not been able to get back. They've not stopped the
Yeah,
ball. They've given up a lot of easy.
Oh yeah, no, you do.
Why is he fading out of bounds like that?
That's ignorant. That's the best shot we can get.
Almost 18 points per game.
Why are you reaching like that?
Should have been a foul.
Yeah, why are you reaching? Why are you even doing that? What?
Almost 12 points per game from the scoring out.
My God.
I hate sports. I really do hate sports. Look at this jackass.
It's a 6-point game, Steve. I hate this team.
I hate this team. They're done.
I hate this team. I love this team. Oh, God. There's Lottie and them all up there. We should be there. He's moving.
Shut up. You heard them.
You do realize you're
like they don't want to see Roy Williams pass out.
Nobody wants to see Roy Williams pass out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I didn't see that.
Let's go! Get up, Jordan!
Gosh. Never mind.
I just don't understand. I don't understand.
Stay down. Oh my God. Go! Go!
Because you can't score on them.
Ooh!
Oh! Let's go! Let's go! No, you didn't just call that foul.
All of a sudden, they're in the game.
Get your ass back in that bathroom, man.
I have to go drop a deuce.
Listen, whatever you were doing in that bathroom,
Hey, you're on camera, so don't.
Oh, really? Go back and do it. Are you? Don't. Jordan!
It's been real, boys.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, Nick.
That was Jordan. That's Jordan reaching. You put yourself out of position. You reach. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing?
Why? Why? You were back.
Why is Jordan reaching like he's the steals leader? Why is he reaching like he's the steals leader of all time? He's reaching like he's Alvin Sims or something.
There's no brain. Why?
Is he posing on a three-pointer?
And then he almost airballed.
Carolina sucks too. That's what's unfortunate.
Ah!
God!
I know, man. Just get it. God. Oh. I know, man.
Yeah,
God, that was right there.
Yeah, like you better not pout about it though. I know that.
This lineup right here is going to get ate alive, dude. They're going to go on a 6-0 run before the TV timeout.
Get the ball out of your hands. Go down there and go under the basket. Get ready to rebound.
I hate you. God, quit. Is that all we can take?
What's the rush?
We just wait until we get an open three and then jack it up, or look.
What's the rush?
God, this team is stupid, man.
What's the rush? You can get that shot anytime. What's the rush?
Y'all better get a bucket here.
You do realize that Christian Cunningham is sitting on that bench.
Yeah. Why?
Because
second half.
Because Mac has decided. Oh, what are you doing?
Wow.
Good job, Darius. You gonna let him just bully him?
God forbid we get a call.
Meanwhile, Xavier's over here whooping Creighton. Look at that. Look at that. See, I told you this wasn't the game to be doing that. Well, I did say maybe you need some swag for this game. Exclusive presentation of very three happy.
We gotta quit just jacking it, dude.
Yeah, we missed some beautiful dunks. It's a fact. He said we got a what?
I think I found my dream car. It turns out they want me to start next month. She can stay with you to finish your
senior year. Things will be tight, but we can make this work.
No. Grandpa, what about your dream car? This is my dream.
I'll say this though, man. They're fighting back at least. I mean, because I would have swore they were going to get run out of the gym a minute ago.
They should be able to win a shootout with Carolina. With Ryan McMahon, the shots he has.
I know. They should.
A shootout and the pack line.
Yeah, no, they should be able to.
Gatorade studies the best
Golly!
advanced range of sports fuel. Gatorade, you fuel us.
How many possessions have we thrown away?
Got a 12-0 run, man, and then we just started jacking up threes.
But he has to let him shoot freely. Buffalo just beat Akron, 88 to 46.
Our last few possessions. You ready for this? Made free throw, made three-pointer, missed three-pointer, made three-pointer, made jumper, blocked jumper, made three-pointer, missed three-pointer, missed three-pointer, missed three-pointer, missed three-pointer, missed layup, missed three-pointer, missed dunk, missed three-pointer.
Who posted that?
Ennis.
He's at the game with the
Yeah, he got the stat.
or he's doing the play-by-play.
Switch to Boost and get 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month. Plus, get 4 free LG Stylo 4 phones. All on Boost, super reliable.
They must got some good signal. They sitting there, Drew in on Facebook Live. Like, how you get that good signal in that arena?
Oh, no kidding.
Enough to do it live.
It's just aggravating because you know how this is going to end. Like, you know what's happening here. They're going to fight back. They're going to push it out a little bit. They're going to fight back in the second half.
Yeah,
it's
gonna be 16 to 8. That's the range of the whole game. Every time you get to 8, you're going to do something stupid.
You got to keep it under 10.
Listen.
That little spin. Look, was Darius Perry there in
Jesus Christ.
Position? Yes. But you have to be knocked to the floor.
All right, Jay. My God.
I mean, that's a flop, and the referees reported it, which is going to begin more flops.
See, this is, I want to see Duke commentary.
God, you'll get Duke Carolina tomorrow. Would you let us hang around in the game so we can try to improve our seed?
There's a reason Darius is playing point.
Why? I mean, he's going to do nothing except score.
Good job, VJ!
Good play, VJ. Play, VJ.
It's a good pass.
Play defense, gosh. Don't let him get something open, man.
Jesus
There you go,
Christ.
Jordan. Stay out on it. There you go, Darius. There you go, Darius. There you go, Darius. Get him down there.
I was going to say, Jordan, don't let it work you like that. Darius? Oh. But he hasn't been playing. That's why it's not moving natural.
But you don't want to get the ball to Malik there anyway. I mean, what's Malik going to do?
But they do a lot of passing and give backs, though. Get everybody in the game. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, dude.
Oh, my God.
Like, you're D'd up tonight, dude. Figure out another way to help us. I mean, Cam Johnson's locking him up.
And Jay Billis said that was the worst shot of the game.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like, hey.
With a step back three. Johnson lays it in.
That's
them are the plays why you lose the game. Because you're back, you're within 4. You know what I'm saying? Like,
look at how sloppy he is with the ball handling right here. Like, are you that interested in being cool? No. Jesus Christ, Lord.
Look, and then they're going to get a 3. It's going to go from 6 to back to 9.
Yeah, Villa says it's just like clockwork. Bad shot, this.
Yeah.
Look how comfortable they are.
Easy bucket.
I cannot believe how easy they get the ball to the block.
You just see it coming. Now you're down 8 again.
You had it to 4, now all of a sudden you're down 8.
I can't believe how easy you let them get the. Look at this.
I told you this lineup sucks, man.
What are you? What are you going 1-on-1? What did they just call?
Charge.
And that's a good call. That's a good call, VJ.
You fought all the way back. You're gonna go in down 11 or 10 or 11.
14.
I know.
That's a good call. There was nothing available on that side of the board. There were 5 people over there on that side. I said 14. I even realized how much time was on there. Now look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh no, they'll get the rebound. He'll fight for it.
Look at that.
Yeah, hey, he'll fight for it.
Look at that.
Because he wants to win. You can tell.
Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants to win the game.
Look at that.
That's why he got that rebound.
Look how comfortable they are.
Oh, they know they're going to get an easy bucket.
Look how comfortable they
Look
are.
at that. Give it to me.
And he pushed off.
He is so good with the ball and has improved so much. He was always a good handler, but he's changing speeds now. Didn't just blast
Had a shot,
He was able to split the 2 defenders.
Like, what were you going to do right there?
Uses the left hand.
What were you going to do on the side of him?
King just came.
What were you going to do right there?
Finish it. What a player Kobe White is. And he keeps getting better. Very solid first half.
And you shouldn't be.
Nope. As you can see, the graphics people are way ahead of the others, but no turnovers and a very good first half for the freshman. So that's what, 60 straight minutes now without a turnover.
Wouldn't even know fouls. This is the fastest first half I've ever seen in my life.
All ACC is a freshman on the all-freshman team.
This
opening
how
year.
far down the court do you have to be? You kidding me?
Better just jack one up here, man.
Force back at 10 now. Cunningham back into the game. Did a McMahon get a shot off?
That's pathetic.
Really
I don't
well
care.
defended by North
Not even
Carolina.
close.
And no basket. The tip after the horn sounded. They read that.
This is the most ineffective.
McMahon coming back off a screen after he led the handoff. He handed it off to Cunningham.
Did he
then
think
right back off a little
that he
screen.
wouldn't get that first shot off?
And Carolina read it beautifully. 10-point lead for Carolina. Allison is with Louisville head coach Chris Mack.
Coach Mack, I know transition defense
He gonna
is
say
such
something
a big
crazy.
point of emphasis when you're playing Carolina. Yeah, how do you improve in that?
They're just so fast. We actually tried to make an adjustment there halfway through the half of only sending two guys to the glass instead of 3.
You can't do that.
Give them credit. It's a track meet right now. We got to get in the half court. They're as fast as any team we played. We knew that, but one thing to know, we got to do a better job in the second half.
What are some other things you can do?
He's
to
pretty
maybe control
calm.
the pace? How comfortable are your guys?
Because he knows he can't beat them. He's like, this team can't beat them.
It's again, being able to get numbers ahead of the ball. Kobe White's doing a great job, not only pushing it, but advancing it. We got to get matched up.
He is so complimentary right now, ain't he?
Because he knows he can't win this game, man.
The half on an 11-2 run. They've got a 10-point lead. They were at halftime in Charlotte. Time now for the halftime report once again for Reese.
You had your shot to get back in it right there.
You got back in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell this is the uncensored version of the show. You know this is uncensored, woman. When you gonna come back on the show? Speaking of uncensored. I know what you're saying, Eric, but this is tough.
He had 14, and then how about Terrence Mann in overtime? That was such a big-time shot. Looked a little bit forced, but still a big-time shot by the leader of Florida State. The one last chance.
This will be a fishbowl.
No, yeah.
Let everybody
do this.
Just let everybody see us.
Laugh at my pain.
Look at that. Look at that. I mean, the simplest things.
I wish we were in different conference.
You ready to go back to the Metro?
If we were in any other conference, dude.
Let's go back to the Metro.
We'd have a chance to win the tournament.
I hated being in the American Conference. The AAC. That sucked, didn't it? That sucked.
You like that Buzz Williams? That was a terrific game. We have Chalk still holding form with the 1 and the 4 making it to the semifinals.
I ate a whole pizza.
Right now, the second
You did? You did? Or
I ate the whole thing from top. And that whole salad.
They want their Steve. If you thought there was any chance that you were gonna win this game,
I wish Power would go out so bad.
Right?
I
can make it happen.
I know.
Just throw my man a Twinski.
I know. Yeah.
Just come in here, shitting and graded a giant thing.
Nicky V can make things disappear, like people in Power.
Thank you, Bobby.
By accident, both of them.
Yeah.
It's not
Right. At the same time.
Into the house. Duke and Syracuse coming up in our nightcap. The last game of this day. The Blue Devils are here. And Darren Zion, who has
Are you treating? Are you treating to the Mount Fuji?
Oh, Mount Fuji's thunder, man. I almost got that, but I got that top pineapple.
I didn't feel like paying for my sushi.
I swear. Hey, Nicky V vouches for me, dude. No salad, you're ridiculous.
Oh, Mount Fuji?
No,
top.
Whatever. Who's your sushi roll?
Do I look like I care about a salad?
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Skinny.
Right.
Some of us.
No, listen. It's the actual taste of the salad that disgusts
You'll notice
me.
he's here because I don't pull rank very often, but I'm like, I'll stop being your friend. If I got look, watching this game, if I've got to sit here tonight for an hour and do this thing by myself, I won't be his friend anymore.
Well, we'll still work together, but we won't be friends.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be like
Okay.
Mike and Mike. It'll be like Mike
Yeah.
and Mike. We're friends on the air. The second the commercial breaks.
Hey,
No,
I'll throw you a 20.
Steve, you're on your own. Hey, Nikki.
Yeah.
Can you throw me a water if you mosey on back there at all?
I'm gonna go to Jimmy John's, and you know what? They're gonna let me refill my drink.
Get water, Steve. Get water, Steve. Get a water. You don't need any more Coke. Melissa, you treating? Big money. What? Ballin'. What is this?
Who says they don't? Coach McAdoo.
Appreciate it. You got to work tonight?
I gotta go play hockey.
So you killing time to hockey?
Yeah, I'm about to go leave. It's 8:45.
Who's on our board for the post?
I don't know. I think Moon. I think Moon.
It's not that important. I was just generally curious.
Don't be a tournament challenge.
Tyler Mountain Water is awesome.
Yes, he is.
He live on campus?
No, he lives actually up by me, like in Daytown.
He drives in here?
Well, he was doing he shoes horses, so he was like coming actually from work. But I think he did go all the way.
He shoes horses?
Yeah, farrier, man.
He shoes horses when he's not in here?
He's a bad man. Ken Mullins, low key.
Did you know that,
badass.
Steve? Tell him what you just told me.
Moon is a farrier. He shoes horses. He used to be like he's the OG like producer. And then,
Okay. He shoes horses
That's intense.
when he's not doing the board.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll complain and be like, man, Dad like went to get coffee and we were about to come back to break, so I had to like play 2 more minutes of spots. He's like, yeah, horse like stepped on me and I can't feel my like toe. And I'm
He
like,
shoes horses
my God.
when he's not producing.
He's not producing. He shoes off horses.
Isn't that overachiever stuff that makes you sick?
Dude, he's a G, man. He's my boy. He's low-key one of the toughest kids I know.
I was gonna say.
I played hockey with him. Like, he's probably my
Legitimate.
oldest friend, like, here. Seriously.
Really?
Yeah. And, like, there's only, like, a handful. Because I wasn't a finesse player.
Yeah.
I was more of a grinder. And I never really shied away from it.
You
That's
trust,
all I could do.
You trust him with your life.
No, whoa, easy. No, he's one of the reasons I got barred from a pizza place. This dumbass hit me with a piece of pizza. Like straight up, like, he might have been overserved.
Yeah,
but
it was.
Right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're sitting there, and he like just hits me in the face with his pizza, like
nice and overserved,
like 18th century duel style.
You gotta
like,
go.
Boom! And I was
Somebody
just
gotta
like,
go.
I was just like, dude, if I don't want, so
I know.
I'm about to kill him.
Oh!
And then they kick us out, and I'm trying to talk down to the lady, like, hey, I'm sorry, we're just, the front is just being drunk. We'll clean up the mess, because I know there's toppings all over the floor. And she goes, sir, you have pepperoni in your ear. It's really hard for me to hear your argument.
You have to
like,
go. Yeah. And that's when you say you're right.
Right.
I'm gonna go.
Right. And then some like giant meathead dude comes up and is like, these guys give you a hard time, and I was like I respect you for trying to be chivalrous, but
no hard feelings.
Yeah, I'm more scared of her than you right now, and
I can't believe how easy basketball looks sometimes when I watch other teams.
Right.
Marcus Howard would give us the work right now. What would he do if we matched up with them?
Probably be just like he did last time. When he played like dog piss.
I still what was the stat line that game?
Yeah. Listen, did Ohio State run Indiana?
No. Well, they were, but IU came back from the brink of death. And made it
Do you know what? Do you know this?
IU won?
No.
I'm about to say the saddest thing ever. Just win by less or lose by less than 10 for your net ranking. That's what my life is right now. If it's within 10-0 to me. So if it's within 10, they won.
I'd like to see them cover. What's the spread? 7.5.
I'm gonna pretend they won.
I ain't listening to y'all. Y'all don't talk like that.
I love Jordan, but what happened? Like his controller became unplugged like those last two.
Yeah, the Monster stole his ability.
You mean Dwayne?
No, Jordan.
Like, hey, we got about 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Let me yank it from Steph Curry, man. Okay.
And you know what? They owe Mac their lives for giving them this much freedom.
I know.
They owe him like their lives.
No, that's a fact.
Nobody has ever had a coach that just give him this kind of freedom, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody thinks if my coach let me do my thing, I would be an all-star.
Right.
This coach really said, okay, I'm gonna let y'all shoot what y'all want, as long as y'all, within the confines of the offense, and they're all doing it.
And
he's gonna get fired because he gives y'all all freedom like this.
Y'all owe.
Listen, all of the ex-Louisville legends are watching these shots and saying, if I would have been able to shoot that shot, I'd still be in the NBA. I'd still literally be in the NBA right now. Coach Crum will bench you for not using the glass. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what he would do to them? Jesus Christ. He would bench you if you made the shot and didn't use the glass.
Really?
Now imagine what you would do if you jacked up that Jordan Ward shot. God, I envy them. I'm so jealous.
He might just actually send you to Bellarmine. Just be like, here. Sorry. It's been real.
Coach Crum would say, I'm sorry that I recruited you.
Oh, yeah, you said
it's my fault.
He was that...
Yeah.
Be that cerebral assassin.
It's my fault that I recruited you here, knowing that you weren't good enough to play here.
Yeah, okay. It's my fault. It's my fault I put you in that situation.
Yeah, I listen.
To think you can make
you
that shot.
You can't guard him.
Oh.
I knew you couldn't guard him. Oh. And I still put you in the game to give you a chance.
That's right in the soul.
He would say, Scotty, go get me another guard.
Wow.
Scotty, we need some more recruits. I can't tolerate this.
Right in the heart. Oh.
I can't, and he was right. And he was right. In hindsight, he was right.
Sports just really crazy my life right now.
I know. Like, why do I even care?
Like, this shouldn't bother me this bad. Like, I'm getting a stomach ulcer right now. Just like with this game. Like, and then this moron's walking by the window like a God bless it. Zoo animal. That was a Kentucky jersey as soon as I walked outside.
There's nobody walking by.
He was riding a bird. I think it's worse they are.
That's when you gotta just pretend like, oh God, well, which way are you going? And then they just...
and who am I to dislike somebody? He's probably a great guy.
Yeah.
He's probably going to do something awesome.
He's probably an awesome guy.
Pigs or something.
I'm matched. Someone needs my marrow. This is such a great day. I'm gonna save a life.
Life is awesome.
And it's warm outside.
Cuts to me drop kicking him off.
I know.
How does he have the 2022 Kyrie Irvings?
And why is the Louisville basketball beat writer walking behind me?
Why did you even notice that? Why did you even notice that?
Because I want everything to burn.
You should not be noticing who's walking behind Zion Williamson.
I just want everything to fall apart tonight.
I just want to destroy something beautiful.
I know. I want somebody to go out of business.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
Robert Paulson?
His name was Robert Paulson.
His name is Robert Paulson.
That should just be the whole post game show. You guys just chanted that.
Yeah.
People tuned in like Lawrence would still call it.
Yeah.
I don't know about Robert.
Just like, man, I'm pissed. Yeah, me too.
I don't know about Robert Paulson, but VJ, he need to get it together.
I don't know about Robert Paulson.
Matter of fact, somebody call Lawrence. He needs to host this one. Like, Lawrence, take it away.
Steve, have an awesome time with post game.
That would be.
This is Lawrence with the. And you know what they released right in the middle of this? That the NCAA is investigating Kansas basketball.
Make sure you do it right in the middle of the game.
I was gonna say.
So
there's
not.
Yep.
Dump.
Sneaky, sir.
It won't even be conversation by the morning.
Just keep it within 10, man.
We'll be talking about Zion Williamson all day on every channel.
You just keep it within 10.
Dastardly. That crap does make you think. It's like, I'm not one to do the whole conspiracy theory thing, but
I know.
Sometimes it's like, I don't know.
Why would that news come out today?
That's what I'm saying. Right now.
In the evening.
Yeah.
On a Thursday
in the
night.
Heart of right between UNC and Duke playing. Come on. That is suspicious.
I would rather eat this phone than get back on this video.
That's a tasty phone.
No, I mean, I would rather eat the inside of this phone.
Oh, now you get serious, because that's like lithium and...
No, yeah, the inside.
Lithium actually is supposed to help your mind.
See?
It's the only antidepressant that's actually been proven to increase memory. I don't know where it ends with these people. Alright, I gotta go play hockey, guys.
Stay healthy. Stay healthy,
You actually playing?
Yeah, pickup game tonight. Or pickup skate.
Really?
Yeah. Jamie, basically bumped it in. It was just like, hey.
Jamie?
Yeah, my little bro.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, no way.
I'm like, no.
I was like, nah, now you're bullcrapping, dude. Like, no, I was like, now you're full of it, dude.
He's a hotshot winger.
Yeah.
He's Gordon Bombay, knee injury. Like, that's the whole reason he's here.
Yeah, I know.
He's about to get picked up by the Red Wings.
Yeah, get out of here. That's funny. All right, man. Be safe. All right, bud. All right, so what does it got to be?
22 points in the paint in the first half. Carolina can do that to you. Luke May.
Yeah, that's me under the table right now. Here in about 5 minutes. on the Facebook Live.
Yeah, ringing the bell over Kobe White there. Yes.
11-2 run, so they're up 45-35 as we go to the second half. Welcome back to Charlotte. Dave Scholl and Jay Billis. Let's take a look now at our versatile performance brought to you by Dove as you take us back to a play in the first half.
Well, it was a pick and roll play, and Louisville has had some success in pick and roll. It's a middle pick and roll, and then the screener is going to immediately, this is Malik Williams, going to immediately run to the basket when he rolls. Luke May's got to pick him up and come off of Dwayne Sutton to do that. Brendan Cunningham sees it, immediately throws back for the quick three. 11 points in the first half for Dwayne Sutton. He was 3 of 6 from three-point range.
But Louisville shot 18 threes out of their 33 field goal attempts. I think Louisville's
All right, what do we got to get it to? Come on.
Yeah.
Get it to 6 by 12 minutes. 6 by 12 minutes. I cut 4 points off.
I mean, they're fading away like they don't even think the shot's going in. Look at this. Look at that. That's unreal. Did you just stop our play?
And we didn't get picked up very well as they were pushing the ball at us. They scored 10 fast break points. We got to do a better job there.
Right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Doc.
Stop, Steve. Grow up.
His senior guard is injured and down on the court. He was going after a loose ball and got hit. It looks like his shoulder.
He's probably out for the game. Cautionary.
Shoulder. Watch as he goes down here. Goes after the ball.
Oh, grow up, son.
Runs right into Quan.
Ran into Quan 4. The littlest guy on the court.
Education is important, but basketball is important.
He is as tough as they come. That was a hard shot he took. And for the moment, he will walk to the end of the bench to get a little more medical attention.
Well, he hurt his shoulder, so I mean, let's not turn him into a war hero. Because he walked off the court, you know, it was a shoulder injury.
And you can't have a two guard that can't hit an open shot, Steve. Playing Division I basketball.
Oh, we do. And to top it off, he don't hit layups either. He's a real triple threat.
Jesus Christ!
Teddy. Teddy's going to keep it close.
It's the only time it benefits you is when you're in the threat against.
Get it to 6. Get it to 6 with under 12.
Thank God it's only a 10-point game.
Let's go.
Why don't we have muscles like Kenny Williams?
That was beyond an oversight. That was a huge mistake.
An oversight. At all. Huh? What are you going to do? What are you
career to get
What are you going to do with the ball?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You're not even. Look at this. Look at this.
What? Forcing the issue and he draws the foul. Louisville has now missed its last 9 3-point attempts.
And it's
just, we'll take another 9 though.
Keys to the paint on many of their possessions. And Kenny Williams is going to check back in.
Because he wasn't hurt.
You just stopped our transition. It's an 11-point game and they're jogging up the floor. Oh, Jesus.
Goes to the top scholar athlete in ACC men's basketball. 4-time academic all-ACC.
Good job. All academic ACC was man.
Academic award that there is in ACC men's basketball. Yeah, but I hear he's a messy boy.
I swear to God, I'm going to go watch Coach Mack all summer and coach this team. I can't believe, I cannot believe. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. Look at that. This is disgusting. Is he? Look how easy they get the ball to the block, Steve.
Golly. Oh,
Jesus
man.
Christ. You hear what he just said? I think he could have got that the first time.
No. We look terrible.
I cannot believe you let somebody get the ball on the block like that. I can't believe. Look how he's
get up.
Just pushing you around. You didn't show up to play. Look where he's getting the ball. Look where they're getting the ball.
I mean, ironically, that's our best matchup.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
look at Malik.
Oh my God.
And shaking his head as he runs down the court. Wide open.
You gotta head up. That's the difference. That's Kobe White. That's money. That's Kobe White right there. You're down 13.
Is that not a carry? Look at Teddy. You see what Teddy did? Because he knew that was a carry. That's a carry.
Easy money. Look at this.
Look at that. Look at that. Look how easy. This is fuck.
This is so easy.
That's just beautiful.
It's easy. Look. And you tell me Jordan's gonna play in the league next year?
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Like, don't waste your time going to a combine.
You're gonna get exposed.
Yeah. You're gonna kill your stock going to the combine.
15 points for Mike. 13-point lead for Carolina. Whether it's by the dribble.
Come on, man.
Getting into the paint. And Louisville, for the most part, is not. On a couple of occasions they have, but most occasions they have.
Is that what you want to do? Is that what you want to do? Just sit there and flop around till the referee gives you a call because you're down 14.
That's all you got.
By the time you get that call.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's all you can do.
You're down 13 and you're trying to get off the screen fouls. Look at them standing straight up. Let's go, Dwayne! Steve, it's only a 10-point game.
No, it's got to be 6 by 12. I'm trying to keep myself calm until 12 minutes. If we got it within 6, then it's a game.
Christ.
Steve, just grab the ball. You don't have to tuck it like a child.
Let's go!
Kristen! Got to be under 6 at 12. I don't even care. This game's stupid.
It's an 8-point game.
Yeah, but it's got to be 6 at 12. A lot can change.
I mean, look how comfortable they are with the ball, though. They know they can get around you at any. What did he just call?
On who? On who?
Jordan.
An interesting way to.
What did he do? There's been 5 fouls called. We're not even at the under 16 yet. God, Jordan! Make him catch it right there. Like pressure him. He'll go out of bounds, or he'll have to throw it off of you.
Look, I've never seen a team so comfortable in my life. I've never seen a team this comfortable.
Thank you, Steve. The defense.
I've never seen a team this comfortable. I mean, golly, y'all.
Back to 11.
I mean, why can't we get the ball on the block?
Most of the playing time issues he's
easy money.
I know. Look at their defense, Steve.
These guys walk into a gym. The first guy you might notice is he is huge. He is smooth. He looks like a pro. He's got such skill.
God damn!
Wait, there's no way we have a scouting report.
God,
there's no way. There's no way we've watched this team one time. I mean, there's no way humanly possible we've scouted this team. At least I hope we haven't. I hope we haven't. I hope that that's the excuse. They went in and they just
busted at the top.
No, I believe it though. Like I'm saying, look, we went into this game, we scouted all Notre Dame because we just knew we had to win that one. Like I hope that that's the. And how does she make a living kicking bowls on the top of her head?
She is awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, what?
The red panda lady is awesome,
God's
Steve.
name could you have been sitting around as a child and said, I can hold a bowl on my freaking foot and throw it on my head?
On a unicycle.
On a unicycle.
On a 20-foot unicycle.
Who? What kind of psychopath did that as a child?
Red Panda.
I don't know what's going on. I've done all sorts of research, read earnings reports.
No way. I mean, just no way we watched this thing. Because I mean, we're sagging off. We're not guarded. I mean, like we're letting them shoot.
TD Ameritrade's trade desk. They can help gut check.
It's a bad scout report. Look,
I know.
At the very
I know.
State whose stress level is here. I got you
I know.
down here.
I mean, we're
Call for a strategy gut check with TD Ameritrade.
Is your phone okay?
I don't know. You think, I mean, does it matter? Does it matter? Listen, I'd gladly have to go to see my boy and go buy another one.
Now more than ever, don't miss all 4 Walt Disney World theme parks with a special 4-park Magic Select ticket.
I'm Captain Obvious, and Hotels.com rewards me basically everywhere I stay. So why am I stomping grapes with aerobics enthusiasts near this B&B? Or doing goat yoga at this mountain resort? Or treating a destination wedding to the sweet sound of bug bongos? Because Hotels.com lets me
Do you see Roy Williams kissing him on the head? Did you see that picture?
No.
Go to Eric Crawford's Twitter real quick.
and get rewarded. Take it away, Henry.
You can't make this up.
Wondering how they harness a rattlesnake's
Look at the picture Eric Crawford posted.
fries. You can stop her. It's just a metaphor.
You see it? Yeah.
The nacho fries you love.
He's kissing him on the forehead.
Pina sauce. New steak rattlesnake fries. Only at Taco Bell.
And he, you know what he did? He went to the sideline and he got back in the game. Maybe Mac should kiss his guys on the forehead. Is that why they're so nervous?
Now through March 31st.
Experience amazing.
I don't know. I think we're cursed by the devil.
Sustain the ACC Rookie of the Year and the ACC Player of the Year. Has missed basically the last 6 games. Just played the first 36 seconds of the game against Carolina. But for all intents and purposes, has missed the last 6. Duke went 3-3 in those games. He's back tonight. We'll see what the stamina and the conditioning are like as Duke takes on Syracuse, which it appears will be without Tyus Battle, the Arch's leading scorer. They got a big game from among others.
I mean,
hold on. All right.
Why is he so far from the basket, Steve?
Well, Buddy Boeheim has shot 40% from three-point range in ACC games and is really playing with a ton of confidence.
I mean,
It's got to be under 6.
let's go, Darius!
Standing.
I mean, listen, just make sure you let them get the ball right on the 3-point line, though, because they can't execute unless you let them get the ball right where they need it.
There's no way. There's no way we've scouted this team. I'm sorry, like, there's not. There's just he didn't even go underneath. Like, he didn't even go on the right side of the screen. What are you doing?
Yo, God! That's a bad call. He mistimed his jump. That's a bad call. Stephen Enoch did not foul him to get that rebound.
Yeah, it's gonna lose a game like Louisville lost to Duke. They had the game won, and if you give Duke credit for an amazing comeback, but for every amazing comeback like that, there's also
He just tripped the ball, man.
Jordan's a defensive back.
He dribbled out of bounds, and Jordan's like,
And he didn't do. He went Giant Alexander.
Why are the police standing over there looking in our window right now?
Because they're interested in what we're doing.
What are you looking at?
Where they at?
Over across the street.
I can't see. I don't care.
Oh, I know I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
I agree with Allison. Louisville's
Just make sure you get your phone out when you come get it.
I feel like I'm better. I feel like I'm in better shape.
They've shot a really good percentage because of the
All right, come on. If it's not, I said 6 and 12. Let's go. It's 8. It's going to be 8 because he's going to miss his free throw. No chance he hits this one. None. I mean, 0. I mean, it was none.
He hit the first one, though, right?
Yeah. And then they come down. We go on their screen.
Look at this.
Easy bucket.
Look at that.
Pull up over top of you. Easy money.
Get up. How did you fall on him?
He's going to do something stupid here. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
This is unreal.
the blockout was face to face instead of turning around and blocking out with a traditional blockout. Now watch, he's got his arm.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that foul call.
I didn't foul him. He fouled me.
Yeah.
Looking at him. And the truth is, they just missed this.
Yes, they missed that. And look at him. He fell on him on purpose.
All right, you need to stop and score here.
It's an 8-point game, and we've been playing like.
You need to stop and score here. I'll kill somebody that does that again.
Just let him get it right on the block.
No! Jordan! And he wants to go to the league. And he wants to go to the league. Get the freak out of here. Stop talking about what league? What league do you want to play in?
Come on.
France or Italy? Take your pick. Teddy called it this way. Teddy was right there. Jesus. One of the best officials in the game. Don't think he don't know what the hell he's talking about? Yes. Yes. That's our ball. Shut up. Sitting there, there's no way you got to view this.
Oh.
All right, come on. We're going to under 12.
Christian, you're a point guard.
He just.
God,
that's 2 McDonald's All-Americans. That's your answer right there.
No, that was 1 McDonald's All-American.
No, that's 2.
No, that was 1.
No, it was oh yeah, I know. But that was Little.
No, that like I said.
I know. All right, come on, 20 seconds. I said it had to be 6. It's 8. Let's go.
I mean, look at them. They're just crashing right into you.
They are the best. They're the #1 rebounding team in America. They out-rebound everybody in the country. I will at least say that. That's what they do.
I don't care.
Come on, we've been on a run since I've been standing up. There we go. Come on. Come on.
He barely even dunked it.
Play some freaking defense.
Look,
6. I told you.
4.
Come on, stay at 6.
2. 1.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on. 1 run. Give me 1 run.
Oh, no.
The worst.
No, you did not give them the and 1.
The worst. The worst.
I mean, what are you supposed to do with that call?
That's the worst.
That's bad defense, and that's a bad call.
That's the worst.
Look at this. Look at this. The way he fouled him.
Yeah, he did. No, I'm saying it's the worst because you just let him get in there.
I know. You fouled him. You fouled him.
Let's have 1 more. 2. Make that.
I agree. The refs are crap.
Let us help with your team.
They actually, I mean, they're not. They've not.
Yeah, I know. I'm just whining about it.
Flexes with yours. New York life.
Roy's got dizzy head. Now would be a great time for a vertigo attack.
No, who cares? They don't need vertigo. They're gonna smash it.
Discover the new language of travel. Marriott Bonvoy. 30 hotel brands, endless experiences, rewards, reimagined.
How much are we down?
8, 11?
8, right?
No, 6 plus 3.9. Well, we're down 9.
We'll be down 9 after they get free throws. Just hang around. Hang around, man.
But they don't have an attitude like they want to go get it. That's the problem. There is no hanging around. Good's hanging around if you don't want it.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be at your back. Rise above in the uncompromising Cadillac SUVs.
UNC scored 1 bucket in that little segment.
And one.
Yeah. Come back. Come back, man.
I'm telling you, man, they're getting the benefit of that when they drive. But that's you know what that is? That's basketball savvy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They know how to go, and if you don't play good defense, they know how to go get a bucket.
It's crunch time, brought to you by Cheese. Our first semifinal tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern time here on ESPN.
Like, this is stupid, Steve. This is stupid.
Oh, I know.
That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool and funny. Y'all came in at 7 in the conference. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that in a game like this.
Nah, they've kicked your butt since then. So good for you. That was nice little celebration you had there, buddy. Come on. Come on. A couple big shots here, man. Did he not get that bucket?
Oh my God! They just called charge.
They just took that basket away from him. Yeah, the basket's got to count.
So no bucket and an offensive foul on Ward.
You charged. You charged. When you leave your feet like that, that's look at that. Yeah. And you get that call.
Yeah.
That's
they know. But here's the thing. They know now. Like, you're in a point now where Louisville could make a little run. Carolina's in it. Carolina's in a funk. All this stuff. So now it's like, nah, we ain't letting that happen.
You can see the Virginia guys. They do, and they are very loose. I mean, they obviously take their job very seriously, but they have fun. And they're smart guys. They play hard.
I mean, you're just
you're back
giving
just
him.
like that. You're back down 11.
You just gave him. You're just giving him. You just giving him stuff.
Right back down 11.
Having another foul on Wara, all of a sudden he's got 3.
You did leave. You can't leave your feet like that in the middle of the lane, though, Steve. Like, I don't care if it's a bad call or not. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like, you got to go straight up.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. Right back down 11, man. Good Lord.
Ryan's back in the game.
That was great.
Why can't he catch the ball?
Are y'all both doing post or just you, Steve?
We'll probably both be in here.
Yeah,
I'll word.
Yeah. Make it easy.
It's number 3 on May. And another foul.
But you see how hard that. Okay, why haven't you been passing the ball like that? Sharp. You break it to. You wait till you get down 11, then now you want to throw these hard.
That's what I'm saying. Those
passes
back to 6 or so, and then it's like.
Look at this.
Why does he jump stop like right in front of somebody like that?
Why don't you just bounce and look at this?
Oh my God, that's the worst.
This is unreal.
I mean, that's just the.
This is unreal. This is unreal.
That's embarrassing, dude.
But you know what he's gonna say? He's gonna say, "Where's your personal pride at on that?"
I know. Yeah, no.
That has nothing to do with strategy.
No, that's completely on y'all, man. I mean, for chubby Luke May to just right up the middle.
Look at that.
Nothing. Got nothing.
Look at that.
Got nothing.
But he held them. I mean, he held them. You got no personal pride in your defense.
Last 2 games, 36 rebounds. Just got picked off on a screen.
They're just. This is charity. This is charity. This is charity basketball.
I'm fine with it. Keep it under 10.
This is just charity basketball.
Works the screen, the rescreen. Yeah, right there.
This is charity basketball. That's all this is.
Really, if you're a defender, the smart thing to do if you get picked off on a screen is just go down. Because it'll likely be called.
Look at that.
Double team and muscles it out and in.
Let's go! 9-point game, 9 minutes to go.
Just keep it under 10.
Let's go, fellas. Let's see where your heart is. Don't let him do that, Ryan. Don't let him do that.
They're ignorant, dude. This team,
God.
I mean, they're stupid.
God,
they're just stupid. Like they don't understand.
I mean, it's just like I said.
They're stupid.
You don't care. Look at this.
If you could get
we have
any sort of a stop.
We have a 7-footer who's wet.
One of the better shooting big men tandems in the ACC, maybe the best.
If you could get any sort of a stop, you're finally scoring.
Jordan and Steve are going to the league.
A hand-breaded filet with sweet honey butter and smoky bacon. Introducing the new honey butter and bacon filet sandwich for a limited time, only at Zaxby's. And don't miss Shazam!
Do you know that I totally forgot that I'm supposed to be at the academic building?
That's not our corn syrup. We received our shipment this morning. Try the Coors Light Capsule.
I 100% forgot.
That's why you covered it on air today.
Yeah.
You know I got something.
Fellow Americans, this will be
Come
my
on,
final address.
Make it.
If you can hear this, you are our last line of defense. If Washington falls, our nation will fall. Division agents, our future is in your hands. The Division 2, available March 15th. Rated M for mature. Buy Xbox
Give me
One.
something to believe in.
This is your invitation to a higher level of luxury. This is the invitation to Lexus Sales Event.
Lease the 2019 ES350 for $379 a month for 36 months. Now through March 31st.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Carl, I didn't know we were having dinner tonight.
You are.
Dandruff. Carla and I go everywhere together.
Keep dandruff from ruining date night.
Carl, how could you?
Selsun Blue helps eliminate annoying itch and flakes.
Wherever you go, however you go, for energy.
Your wife work at Norton's, not women and children.
Yeah, she does.
And with zero
You see
sugar
it? What happened in that building?
Yeah,
there's
collapse.
nothing holding you back. Works fast, works long, tastes good. Flat Hour Energy. Energy on the go. With 25 million bookable rooms in hotels, resorts, homes, and more. Bookers always find what they're looking for. Be a booker at booking.com.
Call it what you will. The tea shop.
It's hanging there. Hanging.
Here.
I know.
We knew you were gonna.
Let's go!
The drive. The Masters.
The Duke Blue Devils are in the building.
Family, Steve.
On a matchup with Syracuse, the game you can see next year on ESPN. And put it in to tell if you haven't heard by now.
You know what's crazy? Zion's been running on the treadmill and working out this whole time. They're talking about he's going to be rusty. He's going to be in the best shape.
Yeah, I mean, he's been fine. They said he's been practicing.
He wasn't hurt from the beginning.
Come on, man.
He was probably embarrassed.
He said, you've got to guard someone. If we're on the wrong defense, that's on me. But if you're not playing hard, that's on you. He said, we don't win this game by a
Did Chris say that just now?
No. Roy.
Look at it. Look at it. Just make sure to get it right on the 3-point line, Steve. Look at this. Make sure to get the ball right on the 3-point line.
sore left knee. He's only played 3 minutes total since coming back from that injury about 10 days ago.
Say 9-point game. Let's go.
I'd test his mobility out. Get the ball to Enoch. And let him go to work on Baylor.
I don't like.
What are we running?
I know.
Is this an offense? That's what we get? Thank you, VJ, for saving that possession. Like, that's on that.
But see, why doesn't he?
Why
doesn't he use the glass right there? Good shot, VJ.
What kind of set was that, Mac? Good Lord. That's like a special needs motion. Get out there. Get out there.
Don't look at. My God.
If you're gonna hedge,
I've never seen a team get less easy shots in my life. Never.
They just will not make a run, man.
They don't want to.
Good call by Chris Mack. Just to see if Sterling Manley can keep up with Enoch. Almost got a layup.
Why can't we get that? Why can't we get that pass?
Because we don't have a point guard that can make it.
Did you just see that?
Yeah, perfect call. We just don't have a point guard to make that pass.
Presentation of college basketball is brought to you by New York Life. We know that life doesn't fit into any one plan.
You said what?
I'm done with grad, dude. You get freshmen that can play.
You know why? Because they haven't been tainted.
I know.
Spending your days
I don't need another grad guy.
while still getting a check, man. Let us help with your plan.
Yep, every month.
Great. Sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York Life.
Every material purposely chosen.
I mean, you're still there. If you could just put together. But here's what I'm gonna get. Here's what's gonna drive me crazy is when they push it out to 17 with a minute left on the clock, because we just kind of start jacking up stuff.
Introducing Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger Meal. For $5, this giant comes with double the beef and bacon, nuggets, fries, and a drink. Get it delivered through DoorDash today for a limited time.
From the Red Robin Kitchens, destined to be a breakout burger, the El Ranchero with candied bacon, onion straws, and a jalapeno ranch kick. The first in our limited edition Burger Masters series.
I like to know I'm getting the best deal, so I shop around.
She shops and compares everything.
I do. Appliances, lights, shoes, meats and cheeses.
Literally everything.
Before I married Dave, I probably dated hundreds of guys.
Hundreds.
That's why I go to LendingTree.com for any kind of loan. They make lenders compete for your business. You know the difference between these two rates? $24,000.
When you say hundreds of guys, you mean closer to like 9, right?
Nope. LendingTree. May the best loan win.
From the Red Robin Kitchens, destined to be a breakout burger, the El Ranchero with candied bacon, onion straws, and a jalapeno ranch kick. The first in our limited edition Burger Masters series.
North Carolina with the 9-point lead over Louisville, but the Cardinals getting a piece of the paint in the second half. Trying 4 defenders, Barfour is trying, kicks it out for a wide open shot, and then this roll replace action has been very difficult for North Carolina. They've not guarded very well, caught up on a switch, and then Malik Williams getting the easy bucket because North Carolina didn't communicate very well on picking up the roll man and also the replace man up. In that situation, Ryan McMahon, who has yet to hit a 3, with Garrison Brooks trying to switch. Not sure with Brandon Robinson, not good communication. That's what Allison Williams told us out of that last huddle. But Roy Williams was upset. The defensive execution by the Tar Heels, that's an example of it.
And now Roy Williams starting to get some of the starters back in there for the stretch drive. He's just brought Kobe White back in. Mays in there as well. Williams and Johnson, Brandon Robinson, and So Luke May playing the 5. And on a switch, he finds himself on Cunningham, who goes right at him. Good help by Robinson. Very good pass ahead by Robinson. Williams, it's a block.
See what that is?
That's what North Carolina does. Robinson with the steal, very alert.
You got to recruit.
Taking it away from
Yeah,
Cunningham, and then immediately looking up.
That's why Max so chippy at halftime.
Sprinting Kenny Williams.
Yeah, there's nothing I could draw up, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Yeah, there's not a thing I can do in this locker room right now.
Like there. What was that? Okay, like you see what happened when we went to the basket, and you see what happened when they went to the basket.
Right back down 11.
Minutes in this game. He's made 2 threes, has 2 rebounds, and an assist.
Maybe he should play more. Arguably.
Is what makes you sick to your stomach. It's like Rutherford said, dude. You've played with them toe to toe. Outside of now, that makes the fact that you started the game just refusing to guard transition so maddening right now. Because if you hadn't spotted them a 10-point lead by just not playing defense for 4 possessions, you would this would be a 3 to 5 point game. Perry. Jesus Christ. Well, while he was looking at the computer, we jacked up a 3 and gave up a transition layup. So.
And they keep saying it's pretty. Like, go ahead and call it what it is. This Louisville team is playing terrible defense.
Tired of doing that.
That's just gorgeous.
Look at that.
Takes it away ahead to White. And what a job by Perry coming back to steal.
Thank you, Darius. This shows you got a pair.
He's the dribble alive.
Who just got that block? Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Look, and see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now it's going to turn into 17-20.
That's disgusting.
You're going to get blown. You're going to get run off the gym.
Look at that. That's fucking disgusting.
God, man.
Carolina moving out the lead.
God.
Let me.
That could be not a knockout blow, but a significant blow to Louisville's chances in this game. An offensive rebound, stick back.
Like think about how comfortable he's got to be to go up and try to dunk that, and he couldn't even dunk it. But see, again, this ain't Mac, man. This is maybe it is.
And turn that defense into easy points on the other end. We talk about
maybe it is.
Easy baskets. You got to do hard things well to get easy baskets.
Maybe it is. Maybe you can't get that point across. You can't convince them how bad they look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do they not believe you when you show them this video?
The rubber match, if you will, of the season series. And like this matchup, each team won on the road. Syracuse won at Cameron, Duke won in the Carrier Dome. But again,
they just look so bad.
They're just nowhere near Carolina, man.
Yeah, just individual.
They're just not in the same.
Yeah, just the individual skill of the player looks bad. Look.
They're gonna end up winning by 30.
That's a good block.
Yeah, that's a terrible call.
Listen, man, but they comfortable with Carolina pulling away on that.
You're about to be down 20.
No, there wasn't no that. You goaltended. But here's the thing. Why did you have to bring your hands back to do some big emphatic? You know what I'm saying? If you reach up and get it before it hits the backboard, it's a good block. Look at that. Look at them. Look at them. God. Look at this. Look at this.
They're going to beat Carolina unless Moore has a good game. And he has not had one offensively at least. Bam, the kick. Sutton misses the 3.
Yes, you fouled him. You fouled him. You did not work to get in position. You fouled him.
And now Luke May is going to walk 90 feet to the other end and be able to shoot a couple free throws.
You're down 19 points. This is disgusting.
I knew this was going to happen.
This is disgusting.
I knew this was going to happen where you just got drugged down the stretch. I'm like, yeah, all right.
They didn't even play good basketball. I mean, look at their posture.
Ethan just, I think Ethan Moore just hit it right on the head. The best thing to ever happen to this team is to get the hell out of ACC play. Just get out of the ACC.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, play anybody.
But you know why? Because ACC people, once they realize that you're not tough.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Missed it. Tipped it right out.
Why is he falling on that? Why is he falling on it? Was that necessary?
Get this to 10 somehow, dude. Good God. Somehow, some way, get this to 10. Make it look respectable.
A lot of screening fouls in this game.
Don't lose by 24.
There's been a lot of whistles on screens and on offensive fouls and all that stuff.
I mean, just look where they're pushing it. I can't believe this is Lord.
Enoch could have posted up and really buried Luke May in there.
You hear what he just said?
Yeah.
Couldn't give it what he needed to. He's a post-up Robinson. Cunningham, no. And a rebound down to Carolina. I think Enoch was worried about picking up another foul.
This is going to look terrible.
Block there for Sutton on the drive by Williams. Shots of arm.
So look at this shot. Look, you know what? Christ.
Left it a little bit short.
You know what's going on? They're not doing anything. Like I think they're missing individual workouts. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they just do too much group ball and not individuals. Because they can't do anything individually. I mean, they can't. I've never seen a team that can't get around that they man. He just fouled out.
Yeah.
See? But see? That's your fault for barely jumping. Then I'm not giving you that call. Why would the referee give him that call? Why would the referee even give him that call? Even if he did bump him. You didn't even try.
5 minutes to go. You don't want to say knockout blow because it's not.
Yes, it is.
You're down 19 points, 18. Sorry.
A team that even if they go on to lose this game is safely in the field. That's some good wins. They've got a very difficult strength of schedule.
I just can't. I mean, I couldn't imagine being North Carolina. They have no respect for this team.
Well, that's why they were sitting up there laughing last night every time they showed them there.
You know how we played Notre Dame and you just knew our players, you know, just look at this.
Look at that. To an 8, because if you're an 8-9, you have to play the 1 seed in the second round. So you'd rather be a 7 or a 10 than an 8 or 9. Carolina in the running for a 1 or at worst a 2. You would think Virginia, I would think, is
they can't get around anybody
right now. Joey Brackett's 2 line, but obviously they could get back on the
That's a bad call. That's a bad call.
I'll tell you what, this has been interesting.
That's a terrible call.
Listen to the whistle.
But listen, Steve, we knew it though.
That's an NBA can do.
We knew it. We knew if you're down 20, you're gonna get that call.
There's no way. I mean, that's a horrifyingly bad call.
That's a terrible call.
Heck of a shot. Yeah, I was going to say, for Ryan, got to give him a ton of credit for the shot. He just made the toughest shot he's attempted all night. It's not his fault they gave it to him. It's the official's fault. That was really bad. Man. 15-point game, less than 4 minutes to go. Carolina seemingly on its way to joining Virginia and Florida.
Look how comfortable they are, Steve. Look at him.
I know. He's like, I wish you would.
I know. Look at how comfortable they are.
I hate how he just looked at him.
I know.
I wish to God you would come out here and take this ball.
Look at.
He just punked Kristen, dude. Yeah, he just punked
Look
Kristen.
at how comfortable they are.
6 to go. The Tar Heels that far away from advancing to the semis with the ACC tournament in Charlotte.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And they're not doing anything awesome. At least against other teams, they gotta do awesome stuff. Come on,
More space.
Is your mom in there?
Since Nana's moved in, Glenn,
No.
let us help with your plan.
Yeah, we can do that.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
Start a plan that flexes with yours. New York life.
What a difference a day can make. The Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. 100% of sales go to local charities. Join us Wednesday, March 27th.
We need a better mom. Network.
Ooh, that is a bad one.
Ah, where did I go? Don't worry. With Boost, you get a super reliable, super fast nationwide network. Really?
Yeah, plus 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month.
Time for a switch? Oh, I'm out.
No more resting this face.
How's this face? Switch to Boost and get 4 lines, each with unlimited gigs for $100 a month. Plus, get 4 free LG Stylo 4 phones. All on Boost super reliable, super fast nationwide network.
We switched.
I switched to Chevy. I switched to Chevy.
We switched to Chevy.
I switched from a Ram to a Chevy.
See why people are switching to Chevy.
We love our Chevy. Why do we switch? Just look at it.
Switch into a new Chevy today. Current competitive owners get 21% below MSRP on most Equinox models when financing with GM Financial. That's over $8,300 on this Equinox.
Allergy sufferers, your sense of smell is being censored. So is your hearing. And your sense of taste. Allergy congestion is dulling your ability to enjoy life fully. Now you can live uncensored with Nasacort. More effective than any antihistamine, Nasacort works at the source to stop more of the causes of your worst nasal.
Carolina is going to get their ass handed to them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not only tomorrow, but in the tournament. They're gonna get wasted. I mean, even I don't care about the top seed stuff. They're gonna get wasted.
Jersey Mike's.
I agree.
Be a sub above.
Welcome to March.
They're gonna get wasted.
Is that a chip? Presented by Principal. Begins Saturday at 6 on ESPN.
A great triple header Saturday night. Champ Week here on ESPN. We'll have the ACC Tournament Championship for you from Charlotte. Look at the current 1s and 2s. According to Joey Brackett's Virginia Gonzaga, even after the stunning loss.
I hate doing the recruiting narrative and the dude narrative. But golly.
Michigan State, Tennessee, and LSU. So 3 SEC teams showing up amongst the top 8 in addition to the 3 ACC.
I mean, just look. Just look. They finished layups. Y'all don't want to score. Y'all don't want to stop nobody.
With Zion Williamson back. And how does that affect their 1 seed versus Kentucky, which
look at that.
Early in the year.
I mean, look how soft they go for rebound
shots here, man. Get this respectable.
Good job.
Never mind. Kristen, you know what? Hell, just do whatever you want, Kristen. That's fine. Go in there and throw it out like that.
Look, is that what you get? Is that what you get?
Jake, do you envision a scenario where the ACC has 3 number 1 seeds?
I think
no.
That's where I would fall right now. Now, obviously, you'd have to wait and see what happens.
Look at him. You see that? You see what he's doing, Steve? You see how Kobe White's acting?
LSU over any of Duke
yeah.
Carolina. I go to Duke or Carolina. I just don't see that. But look, maybe it's hard for the committee to give 3
there you go.
to 1 conference.
Get back there and get it to 10.
I know they've done it before, but might not want to.
Well, they happened twice before. 2005.
Yeah, throw it on up.
2009 Big East.
Call for a switch, Ryan. Get off of Luke, man.
Is it Villanova also? No, UConn. I think it was UConn.
Look at him. He's still guarding. You gonna talk it out? Look at Malik. Malik's guarding Cameron Johnson. Look, finally. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
There you go.
Under 2 minutes to go.
Here, buddy.
8 is a dozen for Carolina.
Oh, no, don't shoot that one.
Williams told us out of the huddle that Roy Williams really got into his team.
And fall down. And be really slow getting up.
Did an excellent job really shutting
yeah. Yeah.
Couldn't score. I mean,
Just cruise.
67 points is pretty
Come
good in this
on,
phase
y'all.
of the game.
Sports Center tonight after Oregon, Utah, the Stanford Red and Super Vahenti.
Just, yeah, you cut it to 12. We've given up 12-point leads, Steve, in 2 minutes. So why don't y'all think playing hard is something you want to do?
Sports Center at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time after Oregon, Utah here on ESPN and also on the ESPN app. So Martin and Levine, who's dunking while they judge it? Is it our Sports Center anchors? I don't think Zubin Vahenti has the right to make a dunk on Zubin has hops.
Look at this. Look at this.
Sorry. Look at it.
I cannot believe you can't with an isolation you can't get around a guy. I've seen too much basketball. I cannot believe that.
He's all right. He took one of the chops. Totally inadvertent just on when he went up to get the
I
rebound.
cannot believe that, man. I can't say how.
Was up with 2 hands, just caught a finger in the eye.
Why is he
Malik Williams reaching for that ball?
He's just clumsy. He's why guys like him are why screaming a lot when they fall.
Williams will take a timeout.
Don't fall even joking around.
Yeah, because you're clumsy and you get used to being
Shoulder
clumsy.
earlier, now looks like you got poked in the eye. North Carolina has been excellent in transition. In the second half, sideline advance ball never
That's a
really
good
hit
point.
the floor.
When they look like that, they look like mid-major. Look, did you see that? That's the one I didn't see.
Oh yeah, when he just went past him,
went right up his back.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And this is not Malik Monk and
I know. It's like freakish athlete.
Yeah, who's my guy?
Fox.
De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk. Yeah. That's not what this is.
So Carolina's got 2 guys maybe that are playing the league. Be serious players.
Kobe White and Nasir Little are the only 2. Cam Johnson is D League all day long.
Yeah, if he wants to put the number 1 pick in the draft in the middle, he can. And if he gets tired of that, he can put the number 2 pick in the draft in the middle of the draft. It usually works out pretty well when he does that. RJ Barrett, the leading scorer in the ACC. Zion Williamson second, the player of the year in the league, despite missing basically 6
That referee saying, guys, I tried to make this look like a good game. I couldn't even do it.
Yeah, that's right. 6. He says he missed
I couldn't make this look good.
30 seconds.
It's what time? It's 9 o'clock on the dot, and you're down to a minute. That was the most efficient 2-hour game in history. It's 1 minute to go in the game, Steve, and it's 9 o'clock on the dot. It's the most efficient game you ever seen.
Go get a bucket, man. Lose by 12 or something. Don't miss here and let them hit another 3 and then.
I cannot believe it.
Good God. Whatever. Oh, now y'all want to check them. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, right.
Don't foul. Don't foul. Don't foul on purpose. If you get a steal, get a steal. Don't do that thing where you send them to the line.
Yeah, you missed it. Play D now. If you foul him on this, I'm going to kill you. Look at this.
Foul him? What do you mean foul him? You act like you didn't think he was just going to walk to the rim.
He walked around him.
Yeah. Like, foul him.
They should have won. They give all credit to Duke for the comeback, but from a Louisville perspective, they fell apart. Williams long on the 3, made the
Are you foul? Are you falling?
into the final 30 seconds.
Let him dribble it out. Take it 13.
This was a 28-point loss.
Many of them will probably be sticking around to root against Duke and for Syracuse in the second game tonight.
Roy's telling him, dude, he's like, I know.
Yeah, give it some time.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah.
Hang in there. You could just tell Roy's posture was just keep doing what you're doing.
Should be all kinds of interesting. Zion Williamson returns as Duke takes on Syracuse. All about 25 minutes from now.
We don't need to trade spots, do we?
Right here on ESPN. A nice night.
I mean, so you
19 points and 9 rebounds.
feel like less of a host in that spot than.
No, I'm perfect right here. I feel great.
And only one turnover as White continues to stretch his great play.
Can you grab me a water real quick before we start?
Yeah.
Right, quick. Thanks.
Kirby White
Busted mine. Sorry about that, Moon.
His changing speeds, using his speed effectively. An excellent shooter, but he's not just a scorer, he's a playmaker. And has become a much better leader.
You know what I gotta do now?
Appreciate it, my man.
Got a couple.
Thanks. Yeah, we're good to go, though.
Okay, everybody, I gotta change the sound. So I'm gonna log out. He's playing the music now, Steve.
I know, right? I'm sure they got 72 sponsors coming in.
Yeah.
Time now for the Coors Light Louisville Basketball Postgame Show, right here on ESPN Louisville. Cards postgame coverage is presented by Baptist Health Sports Medicine, centered on you. UPSJobs.com. Graduate debt-free. Apply today at UPSJobs.com. Kentucky Farm Bureau. Big on commitment. Merkley Kendrick Jewelers, official Rolex jeweler, creating memories since 1832. The Troll Pub under the bridge, located right next to the KFC Yum Center. Cox's Smokers Outlet, Louisville's neighborhood liquor store. Fueled by Kroger.
Who's leading off?
Fresh by PapaJohns.com.
Welcome into the Coors Light postgame show for another fun post-game after a loss that I get to do, so this is great. I've tried to be done with this, but obviously I'm back for more pain and suffering. 267-9680 is the number. We'll be taking your calls tonight. Marcus Maven stuck around with me today because I threatened our friendship, so he's in the house with me today. Louisville loses 83-70 in a game that I don't think a lot of us at our core expected Louisville to win. A game that, as far as tournament seeding, I think meant very little. I think Louisville come into today as a 7. I think Louisville's a 7 right now. If they had won, I think you moved up to a 6, obviously. But they didn't. So I think Louisville, I think we're all, we can all safely assume on Sunday you pay attention when the 710 pod comes up, and that's kind of where you will be most likely. So with that all being said, we have to talk about the game in general. I thought the theme for me is Ethan Moore said this on Twitter, and I think I'm going to lead the show with it. The best thing for this team now is to get out of conference play.
Why?
To get out of the ACC, because here's the problem. When you're in the ACC conference, you're playing the toughest teams in America. You're not only playing the toughest teams in America, you're playing the toughest teams in America that have scouted you multiple times, have game planned for you multiple times, and Louisville just doesn't necessarily have all the tools to beat top teams in America that have scouted them multiple times already. And that showed tonight, I think.
I got to worry.
Okay.
I got to worry when you say scouted, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are things you can look at on a video. There's things you can look at, you can research, you can do statistics.
Yeah.
You can come up with analytics that say this team does this or that, right? But when it comes down to a one-on-one matchup, a a make the layup or miss the layup, a catch the ball or lose the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
There was so much of that nobody can control except the individual player. And I saw, I can't sugarcoat what I saw.
Okay.
I saw a lack of respect from the Carolina team. Not in a bold way, not in a disrespect, 3 to the dome, showboating North Carolina team. I saw Carolina do bad habits, pick up bad habits that they don't normally do.
Yeah.
I saw Carolina, when I watched Carolina in a tight game, and when I watched Carolina locked in, they're in posture, they're in defensive position, they're moving the ball more. I saw a Carolina doing none of that. And the frightening part is we couldn't do anything about it. We could not take advantage of a lackluster Carolina team. And I think it was something more personal and intimate about the performance or lack thereof out of the team. And that's frightening.
I don't disagree. I do think that Carolina is one of the best teams in the country. I don't know that Louisville just played like crap. I don't think I'm sitting here saying this right now. I don't think I'm sitting here today saying, you know what, Louisville's just they just played awful tonight.
Kim Pemberton just tweeted, does anybody know if Zion Williamson's playing tonight?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious Jay Williams was lobbying for the game before our game, and let me just say the refs didn't cost you the game tonight. I mean they may have been spotty at times.
I think they were inconsistent, but
right. Yeah, but the point is, I mean, the refs had nothing to do with you losing that game tonight. Spotting them, let's start early. How about spotting them a 10-point lead by not playing transition defense now look, Marcus, play devil's advocate with me here. We played not good in the transition tonight. That's the only way I can put it.
Right.
Carolina is also probably the best transition team in America. I don't think that excuses getting run past while you're not looking.
I don't think they were focused on stopping the transition like they should have been.
Yeah.
Listen, I've got no problem saying, like I said, I made the comparison, the Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox comparison.
Yeah.
They got out. Those two and Bam got out in transition.
Yeah.
This team pushes the pace.
Right.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
A secondary transition, pushing the pace is a lot different from rebound outlet at half court, run and gun transition. I didn't see that out of Carolina. Not enough to excuse the amount of layups we gave up.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't know what to say because I'm really torn with this one. I don't feel like Louisville played great. So should I go on a tear right now about how I think they didn't play good in this game. They're something's going on here with this.
Yeah.
Or should I say they didn't play well and really up until the last 5 minutes had a shot?
Yep.
I mean, so I don't know what's more infuriating with that.
No, I don't. No, that's my point.
Moon, are we taking Roy on this, or are we?
Yeah.
Okay, we are.
Yeah, Diener's down there.
Okay, all right. Let's do that then. We're gonna go ahead. Roy Williams at the podium, or no? We're taking Mac.
I don't have anything yet.
Okay, all right, cool, okay. Perfect. Okay, so we'll take Mac when he's ready. Okay,
both.
Sorry about that. Got you.
No, it's not. It's not gonna be a crush session.
Like
you can be disappointed with the performance without it having to be a crush session. You can say, I don't think you guys your mentality was focused on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Right. I can say that at the 50-50 ball, you know what I'm saying? I've seen when you're aggressive, and I've seen when you have other things on your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see when you guys put a urgency on stopping the penetration.
Yeah.
And I see when you don't.
Right.
There was a lot of those things that unfortunately individuals did not do tonight. It's more of a disappointing without the crush session.
Okay, but now's where we start to ask this question. This team's going to be placed as a 7 seed. Can they beat a 2 seed?
Yes.
Okay, see, I agree. Now, let me tell you the only reason why I agree. I'm not turning this into Louisville has a shot at making a Final Four, blah, 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 all that junk. I'm not doing that. But what I will say is what I said in the pregame. You're going to be in a pod with a 10, a 2, and a 15, none of which are going to be as good as the team you played tonight.
I just don't want to see a team that we've played against. I think this Louisville
I don't
team,
disagree.
when they catch you off, like when they it's one of those things like you got 40 minutes to figure the team out, right?
Yeah.
Because Louisville's so awkward with the shooting big man, with the Christian Cunningham, with the Jordan Ward. Like, here's the thing. When we see this team make a bad play, right, just like we're not used to seeing those plays, opponents aren't used to seeing those plays. I always made a joke. The hardest guy, the guard, is the guy that will shoot anything at any given time.
Yeah.
Louisville is their biggest strength is their freedom. It's also their biggest weakness when there's no discipline involved with the freedom of shot selection.
Yeah.
So I would say the less familiarity a team has with us, the better chance we have of making a tournament run.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't disagree, but I just feel like I don't know. I don't feel like I saw anything tonight. Let me just – and look, the reason I'm being a little more reserved tonight as opposed to just freaking out is because I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm kind of going into tournament mode now. We lost. Okay, what can we do in the tournament? Like, so whereas if this was a game in the regular season, I would be – okay, you know, what do we do from here? What was wrong? How do we fix it? I'm saying, okay, we are what we are at this point. I still think they're playing better ball than they were a month ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, was that?
Let's go, Roy.
Was that team not better? Okay, by the way, let's go ahead because I think in the postseason, it's important to go ahead and try to get everything we got, stuff you're only getting here on ESPN Louisville. So let's go ahead and let's take what we got left of Roy Williams in North Carolina.
You don't want a 3-putt. We didn't want to you understand that one, huh? But we wanted to play.
Sorry, I didn't know he was on when you were asking me.
I didn't understand. We reached when 30 was 77 feet from the basket, and he made a heck of a play and laid it up, and it was an and one. But still, for the most part, we did do a better job of talking and listening. That is communication, not just talking. But made some switches and got out and helped each other on the screen.
To our left, questions for Kobe, 2, please.
Chris Trinkle, Daily Tar Heel. Coach, what does it mean to have a player like Luke May who excels on the court and off the court as well? What does that mean for your program?
It means a great deal, and Luke's been a great student and a great student athlete many, many years, all the way back to his high school days as well. His parents emphasized education, and the guy sitting up here with him's done a nice job in the classroom as well. I've got one of the easiest jobs that anybody could have because we've got such great kids that care about what they do in the classroom, and we're proud of the fact that 6 of the 9 years since we've had the Skip Prosser winner, we've had the winner. So we're proud of that and proud of Luke.
Right on the aisle.
Dick Cox with Cox Sports Broadcasting. Kobe, you had a lot of success taking the ball to the basket. Talk about your ability to penetrate and either get it and finish the play or kick it back out to one of your teammates.
I just try to look, see where the defense is at, and I just take what the defense gives me. And early on, I kind of forced it a lot when I first started here, but I think I'm starting to make better decisions on it.
To our left.
Also for Kobe, Chapel Valley Daily Tar Heel. You had 12 in 2 games against Louisville and then 19 tonight. What specifically changed against the same starting lineup for them?
Rodney.
Got to the basket, I still didn't hit a jump shot. Coach got on me about hitting. I think I'm like 1 for
Rodney
against him from the 3-point line. But I got to the basket. I made some tough plays at the basket, but I could have played better. But all I care about is the win.
Oh, they pulled it off?
For Kobe, he said it earlier year.
We just got to win out and we'll be national champions.
But I always want him to be aggressive. I like point guards that aggressively take the ball to the basket and make plays. And I think his attacking the rim in the first half was huge for us. Cam made a couple of threes too, but the other thing in the first half was Kobe taking the ball to the basket.
Back of the room aisle.
Greg Barnes in South Carolina. This is for Kobe and Roy. Kobe, you just touched on it, but you had 1 turnover tonight. I think you've had 2 turnovers your last 3 games. What's working better for you now?
I think I'm just trying to make the easy play instead of the home run play. not trying to force it, not trying to do too much with the ball, and, just make the correct play. And I think early on I was trying to force it and make the home run play, but that didn't benefit me. So Coach got on me a lot about turning the ball over, and I think I'm getting, better each game.
As you can tell, Kobe thinks I get on him all the time. I get on him about his shots. I get on him about his turnovers. And he's right, but he is making much better decisions, Greg. It's just attack, attack, attack.
Under control.
That's what we talk about all the time. We want to attack like crazy, be under control, and I think he's doing a much better job of that tonight. And late in the season, I think he's done a much better job.
Second row to our left.
Coach Kier, I know oftentimes you've preached we play for April, but is there a part of you that wants to play for March? You want this tournament?
No, there's a huge part of me. I think you remember what you do in April, but we're in the moment too. I tell the guys all the time, if you look down the road, I tell our fans, if you just think what may happen at the end of the year in is it Minneapolis? Okay, if that's the only judgment, it's bad. So I get to talk to them all the time about enjoying the moment, enjoy the journey, and we're playing tonight, so we want to win. Winning this thing is one of our goals. It's not the only one, and it's not the biggest one, but I've never been to an ACC tournament where I didn't really want to win, and sometimes we have, and sometimes we haven't. But the rest of the journey's still out there too.
Second row in front of us.
Kobe, they scored 10 straight points to cut it to 1 late in the first half, and then you guys finished the half out. I want to say it was 12-2 or 11-2 to get that 10-point lead back. What changed, and how did you guys handle that to be able to get back up and make that run?
I think our transition defense got better. We went through a little spurt where it was bad and we wasn't getting picked up, and they was knocking down open shots. So we started to get picked up better. We locked in, and we just got stops down the stretch.
Second row to our left.
Jason Huber, WFNZ, and this could be for any one of you guys, but it's hard not to look ahead when the game's tomorrow. Is there any part of you that wants to see Duke tomorrow night? With how the game goes tonight?
Frankly, my dear.
I knew you would say that.
Luke says he knew I was going to say that. I hate it when people know that kind of thing. I really don't. Come on. We're here, and if they bring Golden State Warriors out, we'll play. If it's Duke, we'll play. If it's Syracuse, we'll play. I'm being honest. I care about how our team does.
Third row.
Yeah, are all of you old enough to know what I'm talking about when I say frankly, my dear? Okay.
Yeah, Kip Coons for Press Box
View.
View.
You're old enough, Chip. That's for darn sure.
Yes, sir. You might be the oldest person in the room, though.
It could be.
Yeah, for Luke, that run that coach referenced before late in the game, I think started with 2 blocked shots by you. What were you anticipating on defense that was going to happen at that juncture?
Well, when I play the 5, I try to do my best to protect the rim, and Coach continues to get on me about trying to take charges, and I need to do a better job of taking charges, but I still think I'm a shot blocker. Sometimes I do get blocks, but I think just the biggest thing for me is just trying to be in the right spots, and Coach continues to preach being in help side and being in the middle of the paint, especially when the ball's opposite, and I just tried to be in the right spots for my teammates and make sure that they could rely on me on defense.
Question for Kobe and Luke. Louisville did a really good job of keeping you guys out of transition in Chapel Hill and did it pretty well in Louisville as well. Tonight you got 27 fast break points. Talk about the mindset of push the ball, and what did you do specifically to get those many fast break points?
Well, Coach preaches push the ball every day in practice and in the games, and we try to do it every game. And today we really pushed it and got.
What's that?
And it benefited us well. So.
All right.
Question, old man in the corner.
All right, we're going to come on back. They were talking a little bit about Louisville earlier. Drew Diener's actually down there right now. We've tapped in with him, and we'll take Mac again. But after enough of Roy, what do you think about? I was like, I've heard enough about UNC. So good call on that. Thank you, Drew, for texting me. Drew's the boss. What do you want me to do? And then when he's like, dude, just pull out of it. It's fine. Roy, you been wanting to play in April ball. What do you think about playing in March? What the hell? What? I mean, that press conference just got me. I was blaming my dad for getting me into sports. I could have done anything. I could be in a band right now. Like I could be playing in a band. I could be playing music.
You could have been at the Yum Center rocking with
Kiss. I could have been in a Kiss cover band or something. What am I doing? So all right. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Let's breathe. Since I know people are on here, and we're going to get to the phone lines here in just a second.
Tell a friend. We're right back on now.
Yeah, 267-9680. We're going to take some calls here in just a second. I'm kind of waiting around to see how quick Mac gets up there with Roy and them already being up there. And then I think Mark Ennis is down there. We're going to get player sound too. So we got it all for you right here. So hang with us, man. Hang with us here for about another hour. So we're good. We're going to have a good time. So
awesome time.
No, it's an awesome time. This is great. This is just fun. I never want to do one of these again. But my point is with it, watching the game, I do feel like they looked better than they looked 2 weeks ago. Darius and VJ are options.
They looked better.
They did. They're options now, right?
Sorry.
I don't care if your phone goes off.
They looked better.
They looked better. I mean, so I think you've added pieces with guys like Darius and VJ.
The shots still don't feel consistent, though. Like, it doesn't feel.
No, but it's not going to.
Yeah.
It's not going to. This is what we are. See, that's the one thing I do want to say. I do think we all need to take a step back and realize this year there's not a magic elixir that's going to happen. There's just not. This is what we are. But what we are, I think, is good enough to beat a lot of teams. That's not North Carolina, Virginia. I mean, they looked dominant against Notre Dame, it's not a tournament team. So please hear me out on that. I'm not comparing them to that. But I mean, right now, would you agree with me? If you're listening to this show or Marcus Maben right now, would you agree with me that Louisville right now looks as good as any team, take all the teams that are 4 through 10.
Yep.
Louisville looks as good as any of those teams. Louisville could beat any of those teams.
I'd say six.
Okay,
6, 7.
6 through. Give me 6 through 12.
Yep.
Louisville's in the upper echelon of all those. Would you agree with me on that at least?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I would expect to win anybody outside of the top 7.
Yeah, I would too. And I mean, if you get a decent draw at the 2 seed, I mean, Michigan would be a step back. Michigan State would be a step back. This is why I started the season. Or started the show with what Ethan Moore said. Get out of conference.
There's going to be 4 1 seeds, and the top 2 seeds are the only teams you're not going to want a piece of.
Yes. And oddly enough, they're both from the ACC, so you don't have to play them probably.
Yep.
I mean, that's one. You want to go ahead and jump into some of these?
I absolutely.
You can read them a little better than I can, so I'll leave the phone lines up to you.
Rodney,
what's going on, man? Welcome into the Coors Light postgame show.
Hey, thank you. I have a question. Why do we bring our number 5 out to try to hedge on the defensive end when we're having foul trouble with our 2 bigs? We don't have a real good 4. We can't recover on the help line, and it aggravates because I know that's the defense he wants to run.
Louisville's on the way.
He gets the recruiting classes in that he wants, but right
Not there yet.
now, we're limited with no power forward. So why is he bringing Williams and Enoch to the top of the key? Every team knows that, and all they have to do, and our defensive players turn their eye. They don't watch the ball. And that's the first thing you learn when you play basketball. When you're not guarding the ball, you keep your eye on the ball and watch your players' waist. It's aggravating, and I know it's a limited team, but that is the simplest thing you learn on defense.
Yeah, well, Rodney,
U of L sitting down.
I appreciate the call. We got to jump off here because we got U of L coming up. We'll address that point, I guess, as soon as I think we're waiting on Louisville. They're sitting down at the podium now. As soon as they start, we're going to kick it out there to them real quick. That's going to be Chris Mack, presented to you by the Troll Pub by the Bridge.
It's nothing that we didn't know coming in, but I thought where the game got out of reach for us early on was because of their transition. I mean, it's phenomenal. As fast as any team I've coached against, and you talk about it, but talking doesn't prepare you sometimes. And you give those guys credit. They were shot out of a cannon. That ball was up the floor in such a hurry and got to the rim. You know, they hit the rim runner a couple times. They get advanced pass threes to Cam Johnson and really, really put us back. And we were never able to recover enough. I give our guys great credit for continuing to fight against one of the elite teams in all of college basketball. But, you know, thought those were the two things that we could have controlled. You know, it takes effort, communication to get back in transition, and then it takes effort to keep them off the glass. I thought we passed for the most part that second part of keeping them off the glass, but we didn't do the job that we needed to do in transition. The second half turnovers, when we started to cut the margin, just killed us.
Questions? First one, middle of the room.
Jerry Eves, Coach. You have to be happy with VJ and Darius Perry's progress going into the tournament. You really got bench punch now. How does that make you feel?
Great. I mean, I thought, I thought for the better part of both games, a lot of guys stepped up. And hasn't always been easy for Darius and VJ throughout the year. But they really gave our team a shot in the arm. I thought they did great things on both ends of the floor. And hopefully they gained a lot of personal confidence. We're going to need to be a deep team, and if we expect to make any type of run in tournament play.
To our left.
Bob Holliday, WRL.com. Coach, you did a great job of keeping them out of transition in Chapel Hill. And if I remember the Louisville game, you made them play a lot of half-court offense in that game as well. What was different tonight? And then I'd ask specifically, what part did Kenny Williams' defensive pressure early play in getting them to some turnovers and to get the break going?
It's hard to say what they did better other than Roy did something to get those guys shot out of a cannon. And I remember years ago when he coached Kansas against Marquette, I believe, in the Final Four in New Orleans. And I don't know if I've ever seen a team play as fast that day as they did until today. I mean, the floor was tilted. Even on made shots, we could not get back. And we ended up adjusting. Instead of sending 3 guys to the offensive glass, we ended up sending 2, and we haven't done that one time all year in both games that we played Carolina. So I think it was more, them trying to swing a knockout punch early and play downhill. And Kobe White made the right decision each and every time, whether it was an advanced pass to Cam Johnson, whether it was to Brooks underneath. I mean, even when Malik got his first foul of the game, it was in transition right under the restricted arc. So they're a load when they play that quickly. And not just Kenny Williams, but all those guys I thought, were very, very handsy. They pressured our guards. They did a really good job on ball screen coverage for the most part. And they have terrific length and great anticipation. And while we took care of the ball well in the first half, we certainly didn't do it well enough in the second half to give ourselves a chance to cut the margin even further.
Drew Diener, ESPN Louisville. Coach, when you guys will see some new faces in the NCAA tournament, do you think this team will thrive against the grind of the ACC that you've been through? Will that help you when you get the NCAAs?
Drew, I told these guys in the locker room that we've played the best teams in the country. I mean, there's a reason that you all are talking about a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen. A possibility of 3 number 1 seeds. And it's incredible. And even if they don't get 3, even if our league doesn't get 3 number 1 seeds, it just shows you the quality of basketball that we have. And so, yeah, it beats you up. And they're extremely talented and well coached. It's the best conference in the country, in my opinion. But every game in the tournament is going to be difficult. Every single one. Now, hopefully, our guys understand that when we do the things that we can control, we'll give ourselves a chance to win against anybody.
Question for Dwayne. After their early surge, I think they were up 16, something like that, maybe 18. You guys came roaring back. You got a lot of transition, got the lead down to 1, hit a lot of. You hit several threes in there. What was going well during that phase of the game, and why weren't you able to sustain it?
I think our energy picked up throughout that stretch. We did a good job of rebounding the ball during that stretch and pushing the tempo ourselves. But I think we made some mental mistakes, and they ended up, I think, getting the lead back to around 10 at that point. But I think we did a good job of cutting the lead at that point.
Eric Crawford, WDRB. Chris, you talk about things you can control. What 1 or 2 things in this game would you really like to have maybe had a little bit better handle on than you did?
Well, I think those 2. transition defense early on. I thought we did a much better job when we weren't giving live ball turnovers in the second half. I thought we did a much better job of getting matched up and making it more 5-on-5. And they're still terrific in the half court. I mean, Luke May is a tough matchup for anybody. Cam Johnson is so efficient. He doesn't waste any time on the floor. When he's open, he shoots. When he's not, he doesn't. But if we could have boxed them in and made them play a little bit half court more in the first half. In the second half, we had too many turnovers. And that's what went from about a 10-point, 11-point margin where, hey, we got a fighter's chance to get this to a couple possessions game if we handle ourselves and we turn the ball over. And that wasn't a trait of ours the first 30 minutes, but it was the last 10.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Welcome back. That was Chris Mack, again, brought to you by the Troll Pub by the Bridge, located right next to the KFC Yum Center. Mac said a lot. I think Mac repeated a lot of what we were saying. Two things, of course he did. Two things right off the top. I mean, I think he did allude to the fact of getting VJ and Darius to be some sort of options. Marcus, let me read something to you real quick. Tonight, VJ King, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Darius Perry, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. That's solid production between the two. I mean, that's saying, okay, you're a serious threat to come in and help this team. By the way, just throw these out there. Dwayne Sutton, 14, 6, and 4. Think you got him going a little bit again tonight. You got 10 points, 12 rebounds out of Malik Williams. So, I mean, you had a Steve Enoch, 12 and 4. The glaring omission here would be Jordan Wara, 7, 2, and 1. He just was not good tonight at all. And Louisville needs him to be good. This goes back to what we talked about throughout this week when we talked about Jordan's pro prospects, everything. You just still don't feel like at any point during that game you're like, well, we got Jordan.
Yep.
I mean, it was like
I just didn't see the level of consistency,
right?
A solidness with the ball.
But I also agree with some of the stuff Max said with there goes Zion. Oh my God, Zion can still dunk. I didn't know if he could. Coming back from such a horrific injury, no, I mean, I just think that when I stop for a second and say, okay, look who they've played. Look at the stretch they've had. I thought Drew's question was right on the money. When you get into the tournament and you start playing teams that have not scouted you yet, that aren't ready for a guy like Steve Enoch that can step out and shoot. Malik Williams can step out and shoot. And now all of a sudden you have VJ King, who in my opinion, Marcus, I don't care. Me and you may just have to argue this, or you're just going to have to finally just give in. It needs to start. I don't think Quan's giving you a lot at the beginning of games anymore.
It's one of those things, like, I can't argue against that.
Sure.
But I can also say the starts with Quan Ford have been consistently, good over the course.
And you're right. You're right.
I know. It's like one of those.
I know.
He's going to have to do something to either VJ's going to have to play his way into the starting lineup, or Quan's going to have to play his way out of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, you don't get that turnover from Quan Ford early. That just catch the ball, fumble.
But still, again tonight, Quan Ford's stat line: 0 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist.
Oh no! And
last night he was 2, 0, and 0.
And I said it during the game. Like I can't imagine a team to be successful at this level with a 6-foot defender that can't really shoot and can't really get to the basket.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had a chance. He gets to the basket. He tries to dunk it. He misses the dunk. It's like the things that he's supposed to be a given.
No, absolutely.
Outside of his defense, that's the only thing.
I know Mark Ennis has got us some player sound we're going to get to in a second, but 267-9680, I do want to open it up. We're going to talk. We have more points and different things that we'll talk about, thoughts on the game, but I also want to get everybody in too. So you want to go ahead and let's go. Let's take Lawrence. Lawrence, welcome into the Coors Light postgame show. What's on your mind, man?
What's up, Steve? What's up, Marcus?
It's just all kinds of awesome stuff. What's up with you?
I thought Louisville had 5 opportunities in this game tonight to give North Carolina a good punch. Every time I felt like Louisville would take this game over, North Carolina just had answer for them back. And you can't start VJ King right now. Like, him coming off the bench, providing some of that energy, is kind of helping this team a little.
I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. I think Lawrence, man, I appreciate the call. I think that's a good point. Actually, that may be the rebuttal to my argument that I would definitely take. VJ coming in right now does make this team feel deeper.
Yep.
That VJ and Darius and Steve are now the top three coming off, and then Ryan now feels like a just an extra player, that you get, and it does make the team feel deeper. So I mean, I'll listen to that, sure. What we got? Joel, welcome into the Coors Light postgame show. What's up, man?
What's up, Stephen Marcus? Been a minute.
Yep.
But hey, man, look, I look at it like this, man. Sometimes you're going to play a team that's just more talented and just a better team than what you are. I mean, to me, I watched tonight's game, and that's what just stood out to me. First off, I think that win at Chapel Hill during the year where they won by 20 is nuts when you think about it, just in the regards of that UNC team, man, is super, super talented, man. And they're playing probably, if not the best, one of the best. They're playing just momentum. What they won 16 out of the last 17 games. And to me, just going into the tournament, I think somebody mentioned it, but I think this Louisville team, whoever they play, man, even if you put them at an 8 seed or a 9 seed, whoever that number 1 seed team is, whoever they would play, let's say if they win the first game and they play the 1 seed in the second round, that 1 seed has to feel slighted because that Louisville team, whoever they play, man, I'm telling you. Now, granted, it could be another ACC team, which I think they need to get away from, just out of that conference. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, not that Louisville's going to win that game, whoever that 1 seed is, but they could. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen when this team puts it all out there and they play a full 40 minutes and don't have that 5, let's say, minute kind of meltdown gap that they tend to have every game. They can beat anybody in this tournament, man. If you look back over the last few weeks, look at that. Look at the teams this team has played, man. I mean, you played Virginia a couple times in the last couple of weeks. You played UNC 3 times this year. You played Duke. You played Michigan State. I mean, there's no team this Louisville team's going to play in that NCAA tournament that is going to be a team that they're going to be in awe of, or a team that they're not going to be ready for, man. They've played the best of the best. You know what? They laced it up 33 times so far this year, and they've won 20 of those games. And probably the best, if not the best, one of the best schedules, toughest schedules overall that I can remember, man. So I'm excited to see where these kids go, man. Mac, to me, first year in, I mean, he's done a heck of a job considering the team and the kids that he's put together with the transfers. And, I mean, War averaged 7 minutes last year, all that. So you won 20 games in the ACC, and with the schedule they played, man, you know what? We'll see what happens in this tournament, but there's no doubt in my mind that team can go out and win, a couple games in the tournament. I could see this team being a Sweet 16 type of team all day long. We'll see what a matchup, looks like. But, I mean, I'm just excited. I know one thing. On Sunday, a year ago, for the selection show, I knew my team wasn't getting announced, and I was disappointed. But this Sunday, I know my team is going to get announced, so I'm just excited. We get to participate. They're going to call Louisville out on Sunday afternoon when they announce the teams, and I'm just pumped, man. This is the first year. We'll see what happens in the tournament. But you know what? We build on this next year. You get a big influx of talent, and then we go on from there, man. So
Appreciate
I'm excited.
it, man.
It's been a good season.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Joel. I mean, I think there's a lot with that sentiment tonight that is like, look, if you look back on this ACC season for Louisville, I do think it's more of a success than it was a failure. I think that would be surprising, but I still think that this team's shown you enough to where the grading curve has been raised a little bit. I'm not ready to just do the.
Not tonight though.
I know. I'm not ready just to do the like. Well, hey.
Yeah, sorry about that. Like
I know.
I know you saw my facial expression. I hate that my tone
I
came
know.
across the air like that. It's like, no, not tonight. Tonight is, listen, Rodney let's argue hedging hard, and
Yeah.
I can say, Rodney, the hedging is awesome when they're doing it with full energy.
Well, the hedging's fine. It's getting your body back to the block after you hedge. That's the issue.
And the help side, and forcing them to make a difficult pass. And, like I said, when played right, listen, all the best teams do the exact same thing. Malik can move. Stephen Enoch can move. They can move good enough to play the same defense that all the top teams play.
Yeah, no, I agree. And while we're on here real quick, I do want to give a few shout-outs to UPS Jobs, graduate debt-free from U of L, Metro College, and jobs from UPS, MrDelivery.com, now delivering on U of L's campus and all over Louisville. Great Flood, Louisville-made, brewer-owned, and Huffman Auto Group. Appreciate that, keeping us on. We got a few more we'll get to here in a little bit. So most concerning thing for Marcus Maben leaving this game, because is what I'm trying to do right now, and I'll openly admit it's a different Steve mind after this game, because like I said, I'm immediately, the moment that horn went off, I turned to Sunday. I turned to the NCAA tournament. I say, okay, all right, season's over. Let's go to the NCAA tournament. So now I need to know, most concerning thing I saw, I've pointed out things that were positives. I think VJ and Darius, getting them is fine. I think that this team as a whole is playing much better than they were 3 weeks ago, which is a positive. They're getting better. I think getting out of the ACC is going to be a positive.
Yep.
So give me the most concerning thing you watched tonight.
Consistency and effort. The consistency in your effort. Coach Mack likes to say, every time you have a possession or you have a play, and if one guy breaks down, is not doing his job, the scheme breaks down. Like I just saw too many guys just a step or two slow on getting over the screen or getting underneath the screen. How many times did we see Luke May just do a simple flare, and end up wide open on the 3-point line? You're about to get into tournament territory.
Yeah.
Well, guys will absolutely blister you if you don't play tighter on your screens, if you don't get over, if you don't keep up with your man and stop penetration with more desperation. Your big man will be in foul trouble, and these other teams with multiple guards that get to the basket a lot better than some of these guys we've seen in the ACC. Like, there's some tough teams out here, so the consistent effort is what bothered me.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to flip that around. I need Marcus Maben to sell me on the one thing why I'll be taking a trip to Kansas City, Anaheim, or Washington, D.C. the week after next.
Why you will be?
Why I will be.
Because I think that, first of all, I think Coach Mack sees exactly, we all have shared the same eyeballs.
Sure.
He sees it. He'll be able to break it down. And Coach Mack has 2 more tools in his toolbox, right? Mm-hmm. And those tools in his toolbox are going to, now I can go to VJ and go to Darius and keep Christian Cunningham rested. Like now I feel like he's finally got a full complement of the players. He's not playing a psychologist at this point.
Yeah.
So now I think you can just let him loose.
Right.
Like I say, and you got time. Like we've noticed that this team improves over 5, 6, 7 day stretches.
Yeah.
We've watched that all year.
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I would say probably the best thing is get a traveling day, a rest day, and get in that lab and keep on learning to play the sport of basketball. And I think he's going to do that. So I think 8 practices, or
yeah,
you're going to have 8.
I would imagine
you're going to have 8 practices.
They most likely will play on Thursday.
Right.
Yeah, they most likely will, because of the regions that they are most likely slotted. Now, Louisville, I'll just be honest, Louisville could go about anywhere.
Right.
But the regions they're most likely slotted in is Tuesday, Thursday.
So give me practices on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Workout, some kind of early workout.
Wednesday, you would be
workout.
Tuesday night, you would probably head to wherever you're going.
Right. But we're still talking about good, focused practices.
Yeah.
I think this team benefits more with practice than any other team in the top 50 in America. Give me those 7 practices. Give me those 6 practices. and turn me loose.
Do you really believe this team can make a run to the second weekend?
100%.
Okay.
Absolutely do.
Okay, see, me too.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking that like, oh, do you really believe this team can? I'm saying, I mean, if you ask yourself, you still, the one thing.
Like, are you asking me, can they go waste Minnesota and LSU?
Right. And that's the one thing I do take away from tonight. I didn't want to see a performance that made me say, they can't beat nobody. And I don't think I saw that tonight.
This is a road team will be less nervous than any other team that we're going to play probably in the first round. Or the second game the other team will be expected to win.
Yeah.
I think Louisville's the type of team to jump on one of those teams. Like I said before, they know what hit them. I don't want to run into Michigan State. And I don't want to run into Tennessee.
Yeah, I'd like to get get somebody that's never played you before.
Yes.
No, I agree with that. I think that's a fair sentiment. I also agree with what Joel said. I still think this Louisville team is the team that if your team gets a 1 or a 2 and Louisville pops up as a 7 or 8, you're like, they screwed us. They screwed us. They gave us the toughest possible pod. I do feel like Louisville's still in that territory.
You tell me which one.
Let's go ahead. Whatever's first. Cody, welcome into the Coors Light Postgame Show. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm not really too mad about the effort. I think just the last, 5 or 6 minutes of the game, we were just gassed, man. I mean, God, I saw so many stretches where we were just giving it our all on defense, but Carolina was just playing with the number 3 team in the country. So, it is what it is. I would have been more upset if it was like a 25-point wrap, but, we hung in there. It's still disappointing because I thought that if we would have capitalized on a couple of things, we probably could have been way more into the game. But it is what it is. I will say one thing, March Madness is it's a whole new season, man. I think that I'm not the coach, and I never thought I would ever say this, just from what's been going on this season. I think you need to put VJ in the starting 5 over Quan, because when your starting 2 guard is giving you 2 points in the last 6 games, I think that Mac needs to put a lineup out there. I mean, I think Perry's found his role. I mean, he's now first or second guy off the bench. He's been getting us buckets. His turnovers have gone down quite a bit. But I think, VJ's turned into probably the best defensive player in the team.
Why wouldn't you start if Quan 4 is a defensive player? Why wouldn't you start Darius instead of Quan 4?
I don't know, man. It seems I really think if you put VJ out there, because I'm getting really sick of this small guard lineup that we got with CC and Quan. I think if you take Quan out and you put VJ in, you add length on defense, you add way more rebounding, and me, I've been dogging VJ all year, rightfully so. I think the criticism was deserved, but what I've been seeing the last 4 games from him is just consistent rebounding, consistent defense, and I think Perry coming off the bench and being that first guard off the bench, I think that he's found that role, and I think he suits that role for the rest of the season. But there's something about what VJ's given me. You need to start fast, and I think that if you get a lineup with him in there, you're longer, you're taller, your rebounding's going to go way up, and he's been attacking the bucket and getting fouls, and he's actually been putting the ball in the hole a little bit more. So
no, I agree with that.
Yeah, so put VJ out there. I think you need to just let that happen and just see what happens. And I've got enough confidence in him to at least get us about 6 points, about 7-8 rebounds a game, and just consistent defense, man. Add some length out there. I'm sick of this little small 6 feet 2-guard lineup out there, man.
I'll take Cody. I appreciate the call, man. I'll take this, and I'll make another argument for you on why VJ shouldn't start. Because when you said Darius, I said, okay, I could do that. We haven't ran into a situation yet where Dwayne or Jordan picked up 2 quick ones.
Right.
I think if so, I like having VJ as a tool to bring in. And you say, well, you could just bring somebody else in and push VJ down. Yeah, but VJ's already played 4 minutes by then.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to bring in Quan 4 as my.
Yeah.
He's not going to give me any offense. He's not if we're having a game, if we're in trouble, Quan 4 is not going to be the guy to bail me out of trouble with the spark. VJ's more likely to give me a rebound spark, a
Yeah.
dunk spark, any foul, a defensive stop spark. He's more likely to give me that spark than Quan Ford.
But if I'm just hell bent on taking Quan Ford out, would you feel more comfortable if I said Darius?
No, that absolutely.
Okay, because Darius is playing really well.
That's the point. Once Darius stopped turning the ball over, he can be on the floor.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he's playing good ball. VJ and Darius are giving me here's the thing. I feel like watching this team tonight, I feel like that we all are kind of, even if we don't feel terrible, we still got still Louisville, and we still just my God, Zion. That was a heck of a dunk. I'm sorry. But I mean, we still have this aggravation with losing, but I think we may be surprised, or not surprised, but we may be in a 7-10 game, up 15-20 on a 10 seed going, they are playing pretty good ball.
Tino,
welcome into the Coors Light postgame show. What's up, man?
Hey, first off, I want to say good meeting y'all at the game. The last game, I ain't been able to call in and tell y'all that, but I want to get that out of the way first.
Appreciate that, man.
You kind of stole my thunder a little bit, because I was going to say start Darius instead of VJ. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, that spark off the bench. And I just think, VJ needs to see the game. I think he may be one of them guys that needs to see the flow of the game. You know what I'm saying, before he gets in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of see what's going on and kind of scout it out, because he's an older guy. He can do the little scouting on the bench and then see what he needs to do and what the team needs. I really do believe that. But, a positive note off tonight's game is that we scored like 70 points without Jordan having a good game. I thought that was a positive note right there, you know what I'm saying, because people stepped up. On the negative part is, man, we can't have a 0 out of Jordan when, you know what I'm saying, when he's having a bad night, man, he's got to play defense or get some rebounds. You know what I'm saying? He just looked, I don't know. Tonight, man, he just looked like he's lost or something. If he ain't scoring, he ain't doing anything. If he's scoring, he's doing a lot. He is getting rebounds. He's playing a little defense, but when he can't let his scoring affect his game, man. And we can't have that for during the tournament. But I do think. Let me ask you this, Marcus. Do you think if we played like we played tonight, I think we could play it out. We can make it out the second weekend with the same game we played tonight, with everybody stepping up. We just ran into a North Carolina team. What do you think about that?
See, I kind of disagree on that one, because I think we were playing one of those. However good North Carolina played, we were determined to just play with them. I didn't think we had a killer mentality for this game. I think they were kind of, for whatever reason, they were kind of just kind of hoping things went better, instead of kind of just taking, what you wanted on the court. And here's the thing. Like I said, with the Darius conversation, Darius can get the ball up the court. He can get in transition, especially when Christian Cunningham's on the floor. You notice how many open looks Christian Cunningham got when Darius Perry was on the floor? Like it's amazing how Darius can kind of poke and pry. You got open looks.
With VJ. VJ got to the heart of the defense multiple times. He kicked it out to, the one time, VJ just breaks the defense down, gets into the heart, kicks it out to Dwayne, who has a wide open shot. And Dwayne is a catch and shoot guy. He doesn't shoot well off the dribble. He's a catch and shoot guy.
Terry,
welcome into the Coors Light postgame show. What's up, man?
Hey guys, I'll make it as quick as I can. I got to get into work here in a couple of minutes.
All right, no problem, man.
Listen, I've got to go back to the Quan 4. Man, you're getting 20 minutes out of your two guard, who's absolutely giving you 0. And I know you're saying you'd rather some guys come off the bench. But that's 20 minutes where you're giving up. You're playing 5-on-4. Teams are not scared of him offensively whatsoever. They're sagging off of him, sagging down closer into the post to Enoch and Williams. He's supposed to be this great defensive player. He hasn't had a steal in, I think, 8 games. Guys just catch and shoot over him. They back him down. They take him off the dribble. It's a wasted 20 minutes.
You're not going to get past. You're not going to get to the second weekend with that. I like him; he's a good guy. But you got to call it how you see it. In general, the team doesn't create enough turnovers, and part of it is because your starting guards are small and slow, and yeah, that's just the way it is, man. I hate to be so blunt with the guys because I love them. They've had a great season, but it's money time now. This is where Chris Mack is going to make his money. He's going to have to make some decisions, and I would kind of start with that starting 2-guard spot. But I'll get off here and get into work, and appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks,
Terry, I appreciate the opinion. I'll say this. They're not slow. They're anything but slow. They are small. And again, when you see, just remember this. This is not – Quan 4 is not the reason you lost that game.
Yeah.
And when you see Quan 4 getting scored on, it's because Quan 4 is usually guarding the best player on the other team. So you can't take it personal when he gets scored on by somebody with it, shooting a step back off balance shot. You put Quan 4 in the game to make people shoot that shot. I will say this, offensively, you're learning about your team. You're learning if I can get a little more offensively out of Darius Perry and get a similar defensive effort, then that's a reason to play somebody over Quan 4. But again, the starts and the rotation, to me, it hasn't been the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like just consistency. Runs. Louisville cuts it to a 4-point game. You get 3 bad shots. Basketball, learning, training, IQ, development, that's what you're missing right now. Finishing. The most uncomfortable conversation you can have about this team is when Quan 4 takes the ball to the basket and misses the dunk. Right?
Yeah.
Because you say, okay.
Which would have been a dunk of the year candidate if he'd hit it.
But my point is, Quan 4 misses a lot of layups.
He does.
Christian Cunningham gets to the basket, and he's not really a finisher.
Yeah.
Right? And the frustrating thing is if you're a Louisville fan and you play against all these other teams and you see all these 6'2" and under guards, if they get to the basket, they're putting our big men in jeopardy. Our big men have to hold their hands straight up, jump, and they're trying their hardest not to foul.
Yeah.
And it gets frustrating watching other guards come into the lane and hit floaters, get baskets against our big man. And we can't get any kind of penetration and kick. Like everything's being, like Coach Matt calls it donut basketball.
Yeah.
We're getting, like I said, outside of the little baseline play that we run every once in a while, maybe a penetration and pivot, you're not getting good looks off of simple good guard play, penetration and kick. You should have guards that can get into the lane a lot easier than this team does. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we're going to talk about personal, workouts. They're going to have to learn to get better. Like those are some things. And again, I know Coach Mack says naturally my guard should. That's why he likes Darius.
Yeah.
Because he's one of the few guys, but Darius gets a little loose with the ball. But he has a little bit of that ability to get to the basket. You don't get enough of that.
Right. No,
it's frustrating.
I think you're spot on there. Let's take this call. We'll talk a few more minutes about some things, and then we'll go to some player sound and end it with that tonight. Travis, welcome into the Coors Light postgame show. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Few things. The first thing is, Louisville is and has always been what they are this whole year. I mean, there's 2 narratives that I'm just really, really tired of hearing about. And one is how they overcame expectations when the same guys that are saying that, and I'm not pointing you two out or anybody in particular, but you all can go back and listen and learn or know what I'm talking about is whether it be fanboy. If it's fanboy, then that's fine. Just call it that at the beginning. But when they're like, well, I think they're a tournament team. Okay. Well, they're a tournament team. They are a tournament team. They're a 7, 8, 9, whatever. They're right there on the brink. They're a tournament team. So they didn't overcome expectations. It doesn't matter how it comes about. The other thing is, look, Louisville's offense has always been simplistically about three-pointers and free throws. Period. In the story. It's never changed. It's never going to change. It's not going to change anytime soon. And the next narrative that I'm so tired of hearing about is nobody wants to play Louisville. Why would nobody want to play Louisville? Why would you not want to play Louisville? It's real simple. Run them off the three-point line and drive the ball to the basket. They have nothing on the inside, and they all shoot three-pointers. And if they go to the basket, don't foul them because they're going to flop like fish and act like they have a seizure in the middle of the lane. That's all it is. You know? I mean, it's just and everybody feeds into it on and on and on and on and on.
Why is that narrative so frustrating to you?
Because it's redundant. There's no take. What is the take?
So that's what you're looking for, takes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you answered the question. All right. So
we need an ID.
It's not enough. It's not takey enough for you.
Yeah. I mean, I can do that. I mean, but I mean, I think the fact is that Moon. Go ahead. You can hit that ID.
You're listening to ESPN Louisville, 680 WHBE Newburgh, 105.7 WHBE FM Eminence, and 93.9 The Ville, WLCL Sellersburg, Louisville.
All right, welcome back. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have nothing.
Louisville is a dangerous team.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they shoot well.
Right. Yeah.
The coaches that played the team, the Louisville team, admit that they're one of the most prepared teams that they've played against. Multiple coaches, Hall of Fame coaches, they all have the same narrative. This team is a well-coached, a long team. Mike Bray says that my players think they're open. Louisville's challenging shots. Roy Williams is a well-coached team. Mike Krzyzewski, this team has been more prepared than any team I've ever played against. That's why we say that they don't want to play against Louisville.
Well, and I mean, if you're going to use that argument and say, well, they shoot threes and depend on shooting free throws. I mean, every team and every fan base in America's biggest fear is what when you get into the NCAA tournament? Man, we're going to run into a team that hits everything. Well, Louisville's one of those teams that has the potential on any given night to hit everything. I mean, and when they do, they can beat anybody in the country. So, yes, comparative to the other 7 seeds, I do think that Louisville would be one of the teams you don't want to see. I don't know, whatever. Mark Ennis worked hard, got some player sound for us. I think before we get out of here, or we'll get out of here with this, if that's all right, Moon. I think we have Wara, VJ King, and Darius Perry. We're going to be back on tomorrow, 10 to noon on 93.9 The Ville, middays with Marcus Maben. We'll have a little more, we'll have a night to sleep on it. We can kind of come in and, yeah, well, whatever.
Who's going to be sleeping tonight?
I don't know. I mean, I plan on it.
Not me.
At some point.
I'm going to go have me a drink.
Yeah, well, maybe I'm going to have to start doing that. But we'll be back doing that tomorrow. We'll have these players sound, and we'll get out of here with this.
What were they able to do to you guys, especially early on?